conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Alrighty then. So let's get into last session, shall we? Physically, not a lot happened. Emotionally and intellectually, quite a lot did. So, Nori had just been blinded as a repercussion of her casting Detect Magic on the item inside the box that you guys had uncovered during the foray into the house of the woman who had been eaten. It was during this time that the item in which blinded her seemed to be a bit stronger than they should be really mucking around with. So, as the group was reeling from Nori getting blinded, Richa went away from the group and tried to shove the box and the item inside into his bag of holding. This created a massive force explosion and sent Richa careening into the jungle and dug the bag about a solid 5 feet into the ground. Bryn and Amric went in search of Richa while Kaporan started digging the bag out. After some time, Kaporan was at a loss as the bag had disappeared, and when looking around, a small figure was seen perusing said items from the bag after dumping all of it onto the ground. This sent them... Oh, whoops. Kaporan tried sending a spell in the direction of the creature, which it countered, and after a bit of conversation, it turned the tables on Kaporan, transporting him into the jungle behind Bryn and Amric after they had found Richa. This sent that group into a major need to get back to the group as they thought they were under attack. But as they did get back, Nori had befriended Sir Pawn Billingsley Devonshire of the Woods, the goblin who eventually gave almost everything back, but gave them some neat bits of information. Now the group headed back to the village, and a long rest was needed. So Kaporan set up the tiny hut, and Rashi and Nori took advantage of this. And while Nori was asleep, she was visited in a dream by her mother. She came to find out that Tiva and the safety and training she was given was directly because of her mother. That her mother was being tortured by her husband since the day she was cast out, and she told Nori who her father really was. At the end of this reconciliation, a knife was seen plunging into her mother's neck and snapping her head, which rolled to the floor in front of Nori. Her father then came into the picture, baited Nori to, yes, go get your father. Come, I'm waiting. The dream slowly came out of focus as Mother's head was there before her, just out of arm's reach, before the entirety of it went away, and Nori was seen waking up, understandably crying. That's where we come back to, right after the long rest is done. So Rashi, Nori, Kaporan, you all get a long rest. Richa, it's up to you whether or not you would get a long rest. If not, you could do a short rest.
Yeah, I'd probably short rest to meditate and get the key point back. But I think what I'd want to ask Yortimer, right?
Mhm.
I'd ask if they knew anything about what the heck we just found by chance.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Now, who's holding on to the locked box now? Just out of curiosity.
I believe
It's in Richard's backpack, I think.
Yeah, Rachel made a little sling for it.
Yeah, he made it.
No, it can't go in the bag of holding now.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
made a
unless-
vine backpack for it.
Okay, cool.
Kind of doing your meditation and reaching out. Reaching out to Yodemeyer specifically, you get nothing in return. Same goes for Bryn and Amric. Obviously, you guys can get long rests, but if you want to, you can use your short rest for any dice or abilities you might have.
Emmerich is set for the moment.
So, with that all being done, everyone kind of the tiny hut disappears, and everyone kind of wakes up as Nori wakes up, with just a slight pause before the crying ensues. Not that long of a pause, though.
Yeah, it's just at this point, she is blind. She just witnessed her mother getting her head cut off. She doesn't have anything to look at to distract her. So she's not doing well. She's not doing well.
She's crying in the blindfold too, isn't she?
Nori's gonna take off the blindfold.
I'm
She's
sure
just
she
like,
took that off when
can't
she
do this.
went to sleep.
Yeah, she doesn't want to deal with that right now. She's just sad.
Yeah. So almost instantaneously, the bubble drops. Kaporan starts to rouse, and then Rashi and Nori rousing just after, and Nori just crying. You, Richa, you are used to the bubble all of a sudden disappearing, so I would say, since you didn't long rest, you got off of that beforehand. And Bryn and Amric, I believe you're whittling off to the side, and same with you, Bryn, you're just kind of chilling there.
Nori, are you alright?
Just kind of shakes her head no. Trying to calm herself down.
Noticing that she's crying, Bryn will go over and just hug her and hold her.
All right, we'll just kind of lean into Bryn again, trying to stop crying so she can have a normal conversation. Because she needs to get this info out.
We're just gonna play 20 questions with you if not.
Go ahead and roll a con save for me. Actually, no, this would be a wisdom save. This would be a wisdom save.
Ah!
Urchaw 2.0.
16.
Luckily, most of your flabbergastedness was happening in the dream. So when you kind of came up, it was more of just the letting your body catch up to your mind situation. So it doesn't take you too long to catch your breath and kind of choke it back and quickly turn it from sorrow to anger.
Yeah, she's just like, we're just gonna hang on to the fury. I can cry later. So I did dream. And I forgot that you can use a different person as a messenger. He used my mother. And my mother, I've been mad at her for years, but she did so much to help me. She sent Tiva to find me. She knew Zealot couldn't touch a Vita Blightbringer, and that bitch bowed to no one. And she didn't know if I was dead or alive for 20 years. And he kept hurting her. She was covered in scars. She said she hadn't seen the sun for a while. I talked to her, told her. And then he killed her. He put a knife through her throat, told me to go get my father and come back to him.
Or just kind of offering her, or placing a handkerchief in Nori's hand because she obviously can't see it.
I will nod. Thanks. Clean up her face.
Your
I'm
father, though? I thought you didn't know who the real one was.
She told me the name feels familiar. His name is Valek.
Oh. Okay.
That almost. Are you sure it was a dream and not like a vision?
It's a spell.
Vision.
It's a
Oh.
spell. It's I had a conversation, and I am going to take that bitch's hand off, and then I'm taking off his fucking head. I knew I was going to have to do something about him eventually, but I don't think he's a person anymore. People don't smile like that.
Is this the person you thought was your father?
This man was never my father. Thought he was for about 12 years, but he was not.
He doesn't sound like a very nice person.
Yeah, spending years torturing your wife will do that. I'm almost glad she's dead. She won't have to deal with him hurting with her anymore.
Rashi kind of goes over to Nori and kneels down and kind of like pats her on the shoulder because she doesn't know if she wants to like get hugged or not, but like a comforty pat. Like, I don't know really how you do that, but that's what
I'm sorry, you just found out things about your dad, and the Chaw has issues, and dear Lord, what the fuck is this?
There's nothing to be sorry for. I'm glad you shared with us, even though it's really, really awful. We just have to add him to our list of people that we have to find a way to take care of, maybe?
I agree.
We will get revenge for your mother, Nori.
And this isn't just about revenge. He's doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but it's not good.
Maybe it has to do with my vision somehow. Maybe they're related.
Maybe. And I don't think finding Ladash is a good idea. Because technically, I did make him a criminal. And I don't want to put myself on him again. So we're going to need to find a different way. Or at least I will.
Rashi lightly punches you in the arm, like, psh, you're not doing this by yourself.
Ow.
Sorry.
You're
1d4?
okay.
Sneak attack.
Rashi's been watching Ritra. She's like, I can sneak attack. Oh,
Just to be fair, pretty much every attack on Nori right now would have advantage.
Yeah.
We just need a
Nori's
bubble
just
of
kind of
protection.
sitting there in shock.
well, we need to fix your blindness, first of all.
Yeah.
Clearly, I
And-
can't do that.
Am I able to cast Lesser Restoration again, or would I have to wait more time?
I mean, you can keep casting it. It's not going to have any effect.
Okay, so I will not.
It's going off the 24-hour model, not the long rest model.
Alright, gotcha.
I actually had something I wanted to bring up. If I'm going to be staying with the group, and maybe now isn't the time, but at some point, perhaps we could all sit down and discuss who the group's current allies and enemies are, if it's something I should know while I'm traveling with you all.
One of those lists is going to be a lot longer than the other, I can tell you that.
Well, you see this map as for try to pull out the map. This location here hates us. We don't know about this location up here. These tiny little dots represent people that like us. Some of them.
They don't hate us, they just hate me, and they want to use you to get to me. But I'm not a priority. My brother is.
So you see that blue square right there? That's where everyone hates us. or has it out for us, more or less.
I don't. Probably, if you and I travel there alone, Emmerich, it would probably be fine. But the rest of the group apparently has some history.
Rachel would also be fine.
Well, then half the
Brandon.
group is fine.
Yeah. Bryn and Cleparin, they just stand out.
Well, I mean, they're both tall, so there's that.
And I'm a human and sit here.
Yes.
And I'm
that's-
just too good looking.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. You being noisy and having to play songs everywhere we go certainly doesn't help. I mean, I get it, it's your thing, but sometimes being quiet is better.
And Cleparin, do you happen to have any hair dye? I need to change something.
I'm sure I can whip something up for you. If not, I might have a wig or two that we can get. I do have one fitted for you if you'd like.
The problem with the wig is that I will definitely lose it.
Yeah, your kit would have it, Kaporn.
Okay.
I think since I've been traveling with them, Emmerich, the allies are more individuals than places. Except for the Jewel Rose with Kimber, but that's because that's where I'm from, and I have some people there that don't like me, but not because I have really done anything. They're just poop heads.
Yeah, so it even says it in your disguise kit. It has hair dye.
Okay, but we need.
But 1 second. For your disguise kit, Kaporin, it's hair dye, but it's only temporary hair dye. So it's not like something that's gonna like be permanent or like have to grow out. Not like bleach or something. This is like more 24-hour hair dye that washes out.
So Nori, you'll wear a wig otherwise, but if we do have something planned for the day, I can dye your hair.
And I can always go in animal form. That might be safer, actually.
Kaporn pulls out a green wig for you to wear for currently.
No, we don't need it right now. We need to talk about everything that we have going on. Amric made an excellent point that we don't communicate, so things happen and we don't know, and we just need to all get on the same page.
One more thing. For Nori, for your animal wild shaping, if you were to wild shape into a gecko and then go into like Bryn's bodice, like inside her armor, and she takes damage and it hits you and you bust out and she's wearing magical armor, there's going to be an interesting set of rolls that starts to happen. And
Noted.
Possible options are armor breaks, no longer magical, or someone gets really hurt.
Yeah, so we're just gonna. You know
Just
what,
FYI.
we might go with the raven on the Kenku. Go for the aesthetic.
Birds of a feather flock together.
But continue talking, communicating.
So Amric, what do you want to know?
If you say where do babies come from, you get a high five.
Kaporn will give you an interesting explanation.
Well, perhaps first off, I should know. Let's start off with enemies. Who your biggest enemies are, and I suppose a brief history of why.
Well, currently Artemir, the city of Artemir.
Honestly, the Storm Dance lands in general are not friendly to me.
I don't even think it's that the city doesn't like us, it's that your father is so high up
Yes.
that he has control, and
He has many people in his pockets.
so if he wasn't part of the equation, it wouldn't be an issue.
Nori, give me. I meant to do this. I have it written down, but it's on my whiteboard when we were having our mini session. Give me a perception check.
11.
Never mind.
I am blind.
It was during your dream.
Oh, fun.
Continue.
Uh,
But yes, since he's got such control, the Storm Dance clan members are not a friend currently.
I think I have the most enemies, which is sad.
Well, do we define enemy as people we don't like or people that don't like us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then I only have one, apparently.
And Amrek, there are things that we physically can't tell you.
Yeah.
Would love to, but can't. Nori's looking very serious, probably in the wrong direction, but looking very serious.
Staring at another tree.
It's very hard to look serious when your eyes are completely white. Sorry, Nori.
Nori closes her eyes.
But, I mean, the Storm Dance lands aren't really super friendly to anyone on a good day, so, you know, just keep that in mind.
Well, I will not make you tell me anything, but are there any others I should know about?
Barnabas, although he wouldn't count himself as an enemy. But, you know, you heard my vision, so technically he counts, I think.
We're currently connected with Barnabas, though myself more so than others. Though I do believe we are currently on his good side. What that matters, who knows. That's also why we got that box.
We're not giving that to him. We're not giving him whatever's in that box.
For myself, personally, we had a run-in with a group of pirates. Actually, the ones who caused that, you saw it, the explosion, I think. They actually caused that. Yeah, kind of.
The beast.
I'm looking for them, so I need to find.
Nope.
Oh, I can't. Oh, all right. I forget what part it was that I can't talk about. Sorry.
So what did we
Bryn-
just get out of Bryn?
Up until the point where I'm looking for him. The I'm looking for got cut off. You would see her physically like try to mouth the words and just no noise come out.
Fun.
And Bryn, you get this weird tingling in the base of your neck.
Yeah, that was definitely a oops moment for her, so she'll shut her mouth real quick.
Besides what Bryn's looking for and who's after Nori, there's not many others than that, I don't believe. We mostly just have our enemies in the Storm Dance lands and somewhere out here in the ocean, but for now, that's all.
We just don't give off the best first impression, I think. So while they might not be an enemy, they probably don't like us. Or at least some of us.
That is very true. And then as far as allies go, though that list is much smaller.
Some of our parents, the flock, maybe.
We're not bringing them into this.
Friendlies, I guess you would call them, more than allies, just friendlies.
And I don't have much family left, but I do have my brother. But I I can't see him or talk to him, lest the person who just killed my mother finds him. And I can't let him find him. And then we have essentially an island on the cliffs that is friendly.
If we can find it.
Different island, Rashi.
Oh,
Before your time with us.
I thought you were talking about the Flock Island.
No, we need to find that still.
It's
We need
where
to find
Bryn's,
that ship. Somehow. The likelihood of it is small, but I want to try.
Somehow.
Somehow.
Who would think how you would find it?
I have
And
locate creature. I might be able to try that. Like,
not nearly far enough.
okay, never mind.
according to
Appreciate
what
it,
we
though.
understand, and what the information Pawn gave us, this island usually only comes around once every 500 years, but makes several appearances in that time. Little did we know that there is a ship in the base of that island, gate locked behind a door.
I forget who knows what, so I don't know if this is us as players all knowing this information, or if it's like scattered amongst each player, each character, different bits of information, and we have no idea how to share it.
This part specifically is known by everyone but Richard right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Richard
we
stayed
all
away
know
from
that.
Serpon.
Oh yeah, because he was
I think-
looking through his stuff, so he didn't know about the plane rider ship and stuff.
Can we just say we go over that in front of Racha? So
Okay. It's like
keeping our
Richard,
voices down so no one hears everything we are saying.
It's still a disappearing island, so even if you did say some shit about it, people are gonna be like, "Well, I have no fucking way of finding it."
Richard, I hope that catches you up to speed on everything that we know. We definitely want to see if we can go back to that island at some point to see if we can find it, access to that ship. It sounds like it would solve some of our problems.
I am very, very close to the point in my power where I can access a spell where I can tell where influence from other planes of existence are. I just need a little bit more time to figure out that spell.
Well, I mean, except for Bryn, we could. I mean, as long as we don't do it when Bryn's really old, we have time to do that one. I mean, it comes every 500 years. I don't think Bryn's gonna live that long, but the rest of us might. Mm,
That's incredibly dark, and that's not.
No, that's not what I mean. Like, I'm not
Richard's got
gonna be
about like
around people.
20 more years.
Yeah, Richard's
at
middle
most.
aged.
The
Nori-
finding that island sounds like a good idea, but it's not something that I think is a priority at the moment.
I think it is.
Especially if we're trying to find those islands for your father.
I also agree. If we can find our own ship, I think that would be a very useful tool.
Nor were you talking about Floki, my father?
Isn't that the case?
I have no idea where he is. I saw nothing of
Well-
that. I need to for the pirates.
But for the pirates, they live on disappearing islands. And there are ways to find them. They're just difficult ways. And if we can get this ship, things might become slightly less difficult. That's the hard part.
Well, we also don't know how to get into the door. located on the island. Besides using Dimension Door, as he had mentioned, Sir Pawn had mentioned, we don't have the key.
I mean, if it's related to my vision, then I would be the key, but I don't think it is.
No, I think it might be a literal key, but
Maybe it's the
unsure as to
triangle
where that
box.
is.
It was
Maybe
an
it's the
interesting.
triangle thing.
The key was something of an interesting shape, from what I could tell when I was inspecting it. It's held by a magical force shut. Only the key will open it. Besides of what Pawn was telling us and how we could potentially use Dimension Door to get into the lower cavern, we would need to see if we could find a key, but when we were venturing there before, we couldn't find anything.
Shaw's like digging through his bag and pulls it out, and along with a book that it has.
Well, okay, so I'm obviously in the minority on this island, but I haven't been to the island, so maybe I'm missing something. But is this a priority for the next 2 months, or is this after 2 months? Because we already have all this traveling we have to do.
Well, if it's if chains of events happen in order, it might happen parallel to what we're doing. It seems whenever we're traveling on the sea, we have a potential to run into this island, and only once more will it most likely appear to us, if anything. But Richard, where did you get that key?
And then Val shaking his head no.
Skipper Jonathan Ladash.
The skipper gave that to you?
He just nods.
Uh, may I see it?
Yeah, he hands it over.
Looking at the key, would Kaporn be able to tell that this is most likely what was related to the door? Since Kaporn spent the most time trying to open the damn door.
Yeah. Yeah, it
The
matches.
crowbar.
No, with his quarter staff, then pulls out the crowbar after we break.
Yeah,
that
it
one.
matches.
Richard, you've had this the entire time. We may be able to get into the door if we're able to find it.
There's a lot of ifs here and not a lot of concrete details. And I think we need something that is likely to happen. And this is a very slim chance.
That's why I'm not in favor of making it a priority.
Bryn, you can say that you're part of the military. Do you remember your rank?
I have it in my notes somewhere.
Okay, that's good. So you could give that as well. Everyone is bound to the same inability to talk about it. They can say a few more things, but it was I can say it now. It was a sleeper spell. Basically, it was put on you to ban you from saying certain things, and the people that you spent the most time with over a 48-hour period also could not speak of it. So Emmerich and Rashi, technically after this, could talk all the fuck they want about it. And if they wanted to, could be like, what about, is it this? Is it this? And you could kind of like nod or shake to try and get them up to speed. but Racha, Nori, and Kaporan are not able to speak about it as well, up to a point.
Speak about what? The island or the pirates?
Oh
Because
no,
you keep using it.
exactly.
Well, then I have nothing to add to the conversation if I don't know what the hell you're talking.
I know. I was just letting Bryn know what her foundations are being able to speak about it.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
My head hurts.
Plane rider. Ixian?
Nope. Racha, you know that. If it's the same place, and actually, since they told you all the information, they told you that the name of it was Castian Island.
It's not what he's referring to.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to suggest that maybe the Ixian military can offer us a plane rider.
Oh, okay. Well, Bryn, you do know that the Ixia does not have a navy.
Unfortunately, Racha, that's not really an option. They don't typically go out on the seas.
That leaves only one powerful navy, possibly in the area, or if not, someone else.
Bad idea.
What? You've got connections. You're fine.
Connections is definitely a word for it. Are those positive connections? Are those negative connections? The answer is no.
But as far as like information, I don't think Bryn, you've told Eric and Rashi that you're part of the Ixian military.
Rashi knows, but Amric won't. Rashi point blank was just like, well, you're obviously a soldier, like right upon meeting her. That's why she like basically follows her and listens to whatever she says. She's like, well, you clearly know how to fight. you're someone of rank.
She's not, but sure, let's go with that.
Did you find your rank, by the way? Take that as a no. It's fine. Go ahead.
I just know the task force, I think. I can't find the rank.
I mean, rank would be used loosely. I mean, on a caravan route, you'd be like, you're clearly someone who like can command stuff, basically.
Oh yeah, and for Rashi, actually, you're outside the rank force since you're a cleric. It's
Yes.
basically like it's whole other wing. It's like clerics are outside of the rank and file.
It's more of a respect and like who to listen to and who to pay attention to, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is what I imagine she kind of has.
Just like any military will tell you, the two people that, no matter if you're enlisted or officer, can get away with fucking anything that they want to do, and one of them's a medic. The medic and the police force. Those are the only ones that could be like, fuck you, I don't give a shit if you're an officer.
Yeah, I was gonna say like medic's one of the few positions that can like speak up to like a high command person and be like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna outrank you here because safety and health and stuff.
The only thing I can find, Val, is about just her being in the Shield Wall Regiment and then the small task force thing that she went on.
Okay.
That led to missing.
I'll look it up for you. But continue communicating.
Part of me really wants to cast Guiding Hand, even though I know it absolutely will not work.
Oh, it won't.
As part of the whole like ally thing, Bryn would definitely bring up, being part of the Ixian military. I trust them with my life. I have always done that, so I'm assuming if we get in contact with one of them, they'd be able to help us again, hopefully.
That is all good to know. Is there anything else that I should know while we're all here?
How do you feel about weddings?
They're fun, I suppose.
Well,
Is it?
it's not completely unrelated, but the journey we are currently on, minus the discussion about this disappearing island, is meant to be about a couple months because I'm supposed to be back in Kimber for my mother and Balar's wedding, and it would be really terrible if I wasn't there, and all of you are basically invited. Not that you have to go with me, but Balar really doesn't like, kind of has a tense relationship with Bryn because she put me in danger a few too many times. So, um,
Oh, I'm
if
getting.
everyone was there, that would probably be better.
Nori just gently pats Bryn.
He's just being over, as my uncle, which is weird, I suddenly have an uncle, said he's being overprotective. I was fine, I didn't die.
I feel like he's not gonna like me if he ever finds out who I am.
I'm pretty sure he already knows. I just assume Balar knows everything, whether he tells you he does or not.
I guess I'm
He's
not a very threatening person.
he's old enough and he has enough contacts and he's sneaky like that. Like in a good way. Not bad sneaky, like Racha sneaky where it gets us something cool.
Racha would actually shove Nori in a moderately playful way, not that, but like in a serious way, and be like, "That bitch bowed to no one."
A mentor?
That was you again.
I think he's talking about you, Nori.
That I'm a bitch who bows to no one?
I think he believes you are. I kind of believe it. You've done some really awesome stuff since I've traveled with you.
For the first time in a while, Nori has a little bit of a confidence boost.
So if you want to attend a wedding, Emmerich, you're welcome to travel with us down to the Jewel Rose clans. We have to be there within 2 months. I mean, you don't have to be in the wedding. It's just attending the wedding.
Oh, Bryn's just gonna whisper it's 61 days. She's got this freaking counted.
Does she whisper that loud enough for people to hear, or is it like under her breath?
It'd probably be under her breath. She's just like mentally keeping track.
I suppose I can come along. I don't see why not.
Tabaxi, dangerous cat people.
You say that a lot. And I often don't question the stuff you do because it's hard to get an answer sometimes, but is there any way you can explain to us what the significance of the dangerous cat people is?
Haha. He who against Tabaxi.
So you guys are against the tabaxi.
He who race Big Island Tabaxi.
So the tabaxi and the Kenku are looking for the island.
Just
An island.
nods and how long ago did the guy say he who left this island? I don't even remember. Or like
Serpon?
left on his own. No, the
Oh, Varad.
yeah.
I believe he said 3 months.
He sold the boat about 2.5 months back, he said.
Raja says, like shrugs and says, "Found."
Do you think he found it?
I mean, it's an option. We never referred to the guy, but Monsieur Kitty Cat. Would that have been a wave runner? or a plane rider?
No, at least not that you noticed. Though it did go underwater, it did not disappear into a different plane.
It's got a cool ability though that it like does some sort of magnetic locking and travels underwater. Hmm.
Or Child will just sort of like pull out his carpenter's tools. Maybe build?
You want to build a ship?
I mean, it's an option.
I mean, I do have that spell we used to make a ship before. If Rachad's helping with the tools, it might be good.
Plane
We
rider.
have enough materials, and I mean, there's a forest behind us.
In order to make a ship that could transport through different planes, you would have to have either someone smart enough to build in the spell of plane shift, or have a caster on it that is powerful enough to cast that spell.
Oh,
And
I wasn't
you need to
focused on
have,
the plane thing.
yeah.
I was just thinking about building a ship to try and find Hihu.
The question is, how are we going to power the ship? How are we going to sail the ship? And how on earth are we going to know where we're going?
We have vague directions for how to find what direction Hihu went, but I don't know how to sail, so that is a very good question.
Child
None
just
of
sort of
us.
like looks down a little somberly, but then is like, he who not important. Ixia.
When you say Ixia, Bryn's just gonna sigh.
Wait, don't we know of a captain?
We do know of captains.
um, didn't Richard make a friend of a captain in that lost a hand?
Kinda, but the problem with that was like that's the dude in the heavy military dock in the Storm Dance clan lands. It was the naval base. That was where he was taken after his cart exploded or whatever.
Yeah. What it started with a T? The port, the town we saw the guy. It was a it was something. Yeah, Tinko Twema is where Rachaw had found the guy in the med tent.
He Racha sort of like shrugs and he'll just be like Arx.
Yeah, I mean, technically he was a captain.
The guts to get in there.
If anyone's got guts, it's that guy. But him and I traveling together isn't smart for either of us.
If we aren't able to secure transportation to sea to Ixia, I may know a few ways to get there by land.
Emerald Quay.
Not sure what you mean. Or, I
It's
thought that
sort
was.
of like he'll be gesturing at the map and say like implying that Emerald Quay is the next point of destination, if not the cliffs, like jumping across the cliffs to get to Emerald Quay.
Yeah,
Mira and Heather might be able to help us too.
Mm. And he'll just sort of like gesture towards the trunk on his back.
that
Yeah.
is. Sorry, go ahead.
Me? I just said that is true.
Well, if not. Oh, we may need to hide this thing if not.
My fear
Ixia.
is take it to Ixia.
I mean, it's an option.
The only
That's
problem
where
with
we
that,
shouldn't take it.
the only problem with that is if he is in that district that we're going, he would come collect it.
And he has a way of getting around.
He would collect it now.
I assume you guys are talking about this Barnabas person?
I think
That would
we're
be correct.
talking about Barnabas. Well, we don't know if he actually wants it, but he's probably going to.
This man
Mm.
wanted to deal in weapons. We just saw what this thing did when we tried to put it in a bag. I was blinded by looking at it. Whatever the fuck this is very dangerous.
Technically, it
Yes.
was the box that did that, not
Yes.
then putting it into the bag, not the
That's
thing
why I
itself.
said we shouldn't give it to him.
The
Taking
way
it to
you.
Ixio.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. Go ahead, Henry.
I said, the way you speak about him, he seems awfully powerful. I know you guys don't seem to want to give it to him, but perhaps you should think of if we'd even be able to keep it away.
I don't think we would be able to. The only way we would be able to do that is if we died here.
Yeah, I'd like to keep living, thank you.
It's, yes, I would like to also keep living, although with my vision, I don't know if that's an option in the end. But we could do what we can to not bring it closer to him, because he's having us get it for a reason.
Well, from what we know of him, he doesn't like getting his hands dirty. And if you have plausible deniability, he can get out of whatever situation. Because he didn't technically do that. He didn't technically do this, even though everyone knows it was him.
Collect the tax, and then he'll just sort of gesture towards the box and say, "Not."
You don't think it's the tax?
Not necessarily.
We need to figure out what the book says. The way he sounded, it seemed like the tax was actually money related. But Farad has the money, or what money he could get.
No, he never said it was money. He said it was going to be in a box.
If you guys are here to collect a tax, given the wealth of the locals, I don't think that an item as powerful as you say would be any sort of tax from here. Although I'm not sure what business they were running.
I mean, considering the house we found it in, they weren't living in the town. So it could be that something was found and this person owed it to him, or they haven't been doing their job.
I can ask her, but we need to know what questions to ask because Sir Pond said she's the B word and might not give us information.
And then I would suggest asking those questions away from town, maybe? So we're not
Well,
bringing out a head of a dead woman?
well, yes, but we walked back to
Go back
town.
in
I
the
would have done
bubble.
it already.
Uh, Deep in the woods. He'll just sort of point off in that direction of where we came from, because that would be where he would know how to get to wherever he saw, more or less, was as he was soaring through the air. Just sort of like, possibly,
Is there something you're looking for?
he'll point towards the box.
Nori cannot see you.
Uh,
Did you land somewhere where the box was looked safer?
Shakes his head no.
did you see
From
something?
far away.
You saw something while you were away from us?
R2D2 noises, holding the box like a canister at my abdomen.
Nori just like, what? What happened?
I don't know what.
Then we just like
Tells
pat
Nori.
Nori's hand. Nothing. It's okay. He's just acting something out.
What time is it right now? We could look, but something tells me it's not gonna be safe to travel through the forest at night.
I mean, I don't think it's safe to travel through the forest at all with those little grubby things, even though we know how to take care of them now. But that is true. Beasties probably come out at night. That's what Sir Pond called them. I don't know what they actually are.
Oh no,
Hopefully,
I have the creeps come out at night playing through my head. Or the freaks, excuse me. I thought everyone froze for a second there.
Nori just kind of folds her arms across her chest and is like, I could fly us there if I could see. Just
I can
supremely
show
grumpy.
the world.
How do we maybe it's temporary, it's just so overwhelming it'll go away on its own maybe? Do you,
Maybe?
do you feel like it's permanent? I don't know if magical blindness works that way.
Nori rubs her eyes. Can I tell if it's permanent or not? Nori's going to be like, I can see light, but it's sort of either dark or mildly bright. So we could head at night. They do have that strange uh, astral projection thing.
Are you, are you talking about the tree Pawn was mentioning?
Yeah, I don't know. I lost my own train of thought because I am sleepy. So come back to me later.
The person you're trying to dial right now is currently unavailable. Please call again later.
I've been packing for 4 hours. I am sleepy.
Emric or Bryn, did you see anything significant when you found Racha?
Not really, but I'd say he more found us.
He definitely found us. We were also not flying through the air, though. We were just going through the dense trees.
Nori, could you summon your owls again and let us guide them? Maybe Richard take up the front?
I'm seeing how much a giant owl can actually carry because when we summoned them the first time, we didn't take into account how heavy some of us were. So I need to check that so if we can ride them or not. So I need to do some math.
Even if we're able to, I don't know if going right now is the best idea. It's sunsetting.
Good lord.
Well, the owls can carry maximum 390 pounds.
Pouring falls just under that, I think.
Yes. Oh no, is it a point you can see within range? Fucking damn it. Never mind, I cannot cast the spell because I can't see.
If anything, we can track up there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, if I could do two
If,
beasts and summon two giant eagles, which are significantly stronger.
if she can
So they
see just
might be
a
able
tiny
to.
bit, does she summon one to light and just poofs onto her face?
Horrible. The only other option would be summoning two giant eagles, which can carry 480 pounds, and then having me turn into a giant eagle and pray that I don't crash into.
We can't even communicate with. Oh, wait, can you understand us while you're now?
Yeah, I can understand you guys just fine. It's just, it's my mind in an animal's body. It's a spirit thing. It's hard to explain. Yeah, I'm just chilling in a different body for a hot second.
Porn gets a bird
Well,
suit and then
if we don't
fly with the.
if we don't want to go up there at night, what do we do for the rest of the night? Because we've already slept and rested, and I don't think the island's going to be awake during the night. I don't get that
Ren,
impression.
Amric, Richal, have you rested?
I haven't. We were up.
Yeah, I stayed up as well.
Oh. Why
Yeah,
didn't you guys rest?
Did you ask why we didn't rest?
Yes. Why didn't you go rest?
Because we got back at like noon. Didn't feel like it.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Are you hurting at all?
I mean, I've been better, but I'll be fine.
I'm pretty good, all things considered.
Neither of you are infected, because I can take care of that. We don't need to burn people anymore.
Would we know if we were infected?
You'd be feeling sharp pains.
You'd be dead in 8 turns.
Oh, I meant like the infection that got cleaned off with Nori when they did lesser restorations last session.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy time.
everyone's got a little bit of case of the green pussies on their different holes, but those that got like supreme, like you, Emmerich, would be fine because you had pinpoint cure, like healing done to you during that whole process. Um, but those who didn't get as much like extra healing on top of it are feeling a little bit of the tender areas.
Did I stock the spell?
How does
Rachel would
Caporn-
sort of like gesture towards the woods and say, "Not necessarily."
Well, right now I'm more concerned about the infection. Nori's gonna touch Bryn and cast Lesser Restoration on her.
Okay. So the only person that
Yes.
has to worry about it now is Kaporin.
Kapan, are you?
Well, yours went in the second deepest, but you didn't get the precise healing like Amric did, so you've got a little bit of internal bleeding. That's all.
Rashi, do you mind taking care of Kapan because I cannot see?
Yeah, not a problem. What do you need, Kaporin?
Whatever Nori just did. Lesser restoration, I think?
Done.
So that's enough to cure the septic blood that was inside you.
Awesome.
Just casually.
You're good. Oh no, that was gonna be great if we gone another full day without anything happening. I'd be like, hey Kaporin, just FYI, you're down 20 hit points.
I'm so glad that was discussed over.
I mean, I brought it up the first time, so I was waiting for everyone to get the full. Yeah, so it was only at the time it was only Nori, Bryn, and Kaporin, but now you guys are all fine.
No one else is hurting.
Just for
My
Cha
heart.
emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, he took a little fire damage from your ball, and that was about it.
Sorry for hitting you with so much fire. I feel so bad.
It was like 4 damage. It wasn't a lot of damage.
That's more targeted at Amric than anything. I did so much damage to him.
Just straight up burning hands him.
You point blank fireball just without the ranged effect. Just fireballed him specifically.
I'm pretty sure Saren has rolled worse fireball numbers than I got from a cantrip.
He rolled a couple good ones too.
I think it was more the fact that like we kept killing him, then bringing him back, then firing him, then killing him, then bringing him back.
This is the worst day.
Yet he still wants to travel with us. Why? I
It's a
don't know.
miracle.
Regardless, you guys, the sun has officially set now. Still casting some purples into the sky, but the dark night sky has pretty much overtaken everything.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
You guys are chilling, slightly off to the. If you're looking from the edge of the pier towards inland, slightly off to the left of where the dock ends. So, guys have just been chilling here on the grass, as this is where Kaporin decided to set up his tiny hut. But what do you guys want to do? Night has officially fallen. People are closing up their businesses on the outside of their homes, taking stuff in to not get ruined by the cold of the night.
Need a ride.
Looking
Need a
back
ride.
at the piers right now, all the boats seem to be in and tied up and put away. It seems like fishing has been done for the day.
What weekday is it? If you would know.
Thursday. That would be hilarious, actually, if it was.
That's a really good question. I don't think we know what
Tries
day
day.
of the week it.
Cool.
Is that the day where we try things? Because I feel like that's every day.
No, it's the third day of the week.
that makes much more sense than Wednesday. We should just use tries day. Be like, third, three, try. That makes sense.
Wednesday, spelled in the dumbest way possible.
I think,
Yeah.
and tomorrow's quattro.
To,
Quattro.
to be fair, in the real world, it goes Monday, Tuesday, what the fuck? Saturday, Sunday.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I guess.
WTF.
Oh, well, okay, yes, true. And Thursday, you know, used to be Thursday, which makes sense, but Wednesday doesn't even sound close to Woden or Odin or any of his other names.
It's what the fuck? Shit. But if the group isn't going to do anything, Kaporn actually needs to make a do a message.
Yep.
How
Sending.
far away from people are we? Like, we're not in the town, but
No.
he casts tiny hut, so we're not like too close.
No,
to
there's a so when the piers or docks lead into the pier, piers lead into the dock. God damn it. There's a road that goes parallel to the water, and so there's a full road that separates the dock from like the first houses, and so Gaporin set up the tiny hut, and you guys are currently staying when the dock ends to the left on the water side of the road.
So we're okay. So like we're away from people.
Yeah,
basically,
think of it
but
like up
not-
the beach.
Okay.
Also, most people have no idea what we're saying.
That too.
These
We're also
random
speaking quietly, so there's that.
these random drifters that showed up on their beach one day and just decided to hippie camp out on the beach.
To be fair, we disappeared up the road for a while.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
Came,
Came back looking
significantly
fucked
more.
up.
Just all of them picking fucking tourists.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say about people when people visit Hawaii.
That's what I say when people visit Vegas, although that hasn't happened in a while.
It's happening. They're coming.
The waves.
My mom works for private transportation. That's all she talks about.
Oh no, they've been coming stupidly, but now it's gonna be worse.
But Kaporn, if everyone needs to rest, or like the other three need to rest, Kaporn will offer to do the tiny hut, but first he has to go make a message.
Sending.
Yes, sending.
Alright, what are you gonna say?
Well, it's to Mama.
Mm-hmm.
We have to check on Mother.
Finally.
Because
We don't have to
Yeah.
send her anything. It shouldn't be Kaporin. It
It's
should be
his-
Rashi doing
It's
it.
his own mother.
It's
he's
Kaporin's
referring to.
mom. Hence why I said finally.
Okay, never mind then. I retract my
Or it's
statement.
just like, it has been over years since you've spoken to her. She might think you're dead.
you know, just kids these days don't know how to talk to their parents very often. Rashi,
Dory-
take a note from.
Nori's met Kaparin's mom, hasn't she?
In our backstory,
I think briefly.
Not for long, but yeah,
Yeah.
I suggest calling her mother.
I mean, shit, look what's happened to Nori's family in that amount of time.
Yeah, so Kaporn's just kind of like, I haven't checked on her in a while, so best to check on her to make sure she's still alive and well at this point. Kaporn's just saying like, hi mom, it's been a while. Hi mom, it's been a while since we last spoke. I'm doing well. How are you? Is everything okay at home? I think that's 25 words or less.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just reading where I have your mom in the world right now.
Watch it be like the middle of the night and you woke her up from a deep sleep.
Only like 7, maybe 8.
You guys have gone off the coast a bit.
Oh, that's right. Sunset north to south. That's really fucks with my brain.
It does that in the real world too.
North to
West.
south? It's east to west on our
It's
planet.
a northwest to a southwest. It's not a true east to west. And stuff when you take astronomy classes. Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Okay. Woof 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 is right.
What?
That's what you hear at first. No. Anyway,
Got a dog?
so, hmm.
I don't like this.
Kaporn's mom was true polymorphed into someone's pet. Oh no.
Okay.
What if it was the other
So
way around?
you send that to your mom, and towards the end of what you were saying, you start to get cut off, but you finish what you were saying because you're only a couple words in. You ever really... I know your mom tried to keep it from you, what she did in the tavern.
Oh my god.
I was thinking about that and I didn't say anything. I'm so sorry.
So,
How does she respond then?
you...
Oh my god.
Because as
Oh,
you're sending your
no.
message, it's not like an immediate, like, ding, here's the whole message. It goes in as the speed that you're talking. So, she started... Try not to make it too interesting. The first couple words are not actually words at all. More of just some heavy panting and grunting. But you hear, shit, no, move back, stop. No, I'm not playing with you. Hello, dear. And then it cuts off.
So she basically used her whole response right there.
She doesn't know how it works.
Crap. I don't.
You're the one that wrote it in your backstory.
I wasn't. I know, but I wasn't expecting that when I messaged her.
It's nighttime.
It's 7 p.m. where you guys are at, and time goes up the more east you go. So add about 2 to 3 hours, probably where she's at, and
Yep,
that's prime
sounds about
time.
Right. Rashi doesn't know
Smooth.
Corn's backstory, so
She doesn't know most of your guys' backstories other than what you've shared. Especially
Yeah,
not Kapor, and she's... Yeah.
Nori just completely forgot and then was like, oh shit, I forgot.
Kaporn, you just see Kaporn, like the dread on Kaporn's face as he's realizing what's going on right now.
Oh dear.
Well, Nori can't see anything, so she's just like, so how's the talk with your mom?
I mean, since we're gonna rest for the night again, like, Kaporn will just kind of go ahead and use another sentence, like, Mother, this is a spell. It is sending. You have 25 words. Sorry to disturb you. While you're busy at work.
While you're busy is where it ends.
Oh, while you're busy. Sounds good.
Means the same thing.
Yeah.
You get the response. She's much more put together. Wonderful. The pause between wonderful and the next word is so long, you can picture her mentally trying to map out 25 words. And then you probably can see her go, okay, wonderful, that's one word already. Fuck. No. Okay. I hope you're well. It's been a while. How is Nori? I love you, child. She doesn't realize that it doesn't need to rhyme. Like, giving her numbers have fucked with her head. Come see me soon. I'm doing all right. Another pause, because she's just like, fuck, I'm almost done, and I need to rhyme. Shit.
I don't think Kaporn would correct her in the rhyming. It's just extra fun.
Hope you're fed and sleep tight. She had one word to spare, so you just hear her go, fuck! Like, you were expecting like a fuck yeah, but you only heard fuck.
Since we're planning just hanging out for the night, Kaporn will just do one last message. Is like, that's great to hear that you're all right. Or, excuse me. Good to hear you're all right. Nori is okay. I will try to visit you soon. I love you, Mom.
Yeah, 5 more.
Uh,
4
you
more.
don't have to rhyme.
Oh, that makes things easier. Well, I miss you, and how's your big adventure? You sound so much older.
Koparan blows all his spells on talking to his mom, and I'm so here for it.
Kaporn used all his sendings for the evening, so he'll have to.
You can do a 4th level.
Can you cut? No, I.
Yeah, you can
Can you cast
upcast.
any of
It just doesn't get any extra. So you can
Just you-
you can upcast a spell, but if it doesn't show up in your higher level cast, that just means it doesn't get any benefits to being upcast. But you can use higher spells for lower spells.
Oh. That's.
So you could literally waste all your spells if we're gonna be doing another rest, just talking to your mom for forever.
That's good to know because then I also have to call Rashi's mom later.
Oh no, you don't.
And she said not to call after 9.
Yes, exactly.
Well, not tonight.
Oh, she said don't call after 9 p.m. any night.
Your mother's
No,
waiting, Kaporin.
Okay, one more time.
She doesn't understand spell slots. She just thinks you can just fucking do this.
This adventure is amazing with my friends. I will come home when I can. I have to go now. I love you, Mom. Yeah! Because I had one extra word.
Actually, 2 extra words.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Be careful. Be safe. Make sure you dress Belladonna in cute things. Get her to match Nori. Get off the goth look, son. Oh, she has 3 words, so you hear. Wine, not ale. Just down some ale.
Well, that's just a shot to the heart right there. Um, that's where Koporin will end his talks with his mother for tonight. But he will now go take and see if he can find some green clothing for Belladonna
All right.
to try to match to Nori a little bit. If not, we'll have to change Nori's look anyway. So
Like Nori looked like Belladonna. Got it.
Oh boy.
the other way
I'm
around.
not wearing a dress. I refuse.
You look so cute, though.
Nori blushes.
Damn it. She's blushing at a like
But
a barrel.
holds up Tat's dress.
To be fair, they're roughly the same height.
Oh no! Wait, is Haha the same? Is Haha taller than Racha?
Racha's 5 foot.
Nori's like 5'6".
Tat is like 5'2". I
Oh,
said
so you-
roughly.
A little short.
Oh yeah, is only like 4'9".
You
No, the
can
dress.
wear pants underneath of it. Lots of people do that.
Rashi, for reference, I don't know if you realize, but it's a dominatrix outfit.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
She was here for that.
Yes, I was here. I remember. That's why
I-
Rashi went with Nori to go buy the scarf, because we knew Racha would not know the right place to go.
Amric's a little confused by what's going on right now.
Which might be for the best.
To be fair, the dress is still wrapped up.
He just-
I don't think Nori would. That would help Nori blend in, Racha.
Nori totally unaware of what's happening. Just like, I guess.
No,
Pretty
you don't want
bird.
to. You do not want to wear the dress that Racha is suggesting. He got it from
It'll
the
make-
other shop.
I can tell you this,
Oh.
Nori. It would make it for a good wanted poster.
It might distract from your necklace.
Pass.
Sure, you'll be getting looked at not for the wanted poster anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
no, no.
But you can always wear pants under a dress. Lots of people do that. I
Bryn,
used to do that when I was little. Sometimes
you can ask
I don't
Racha
like
for the
dresses
dress on the
either.
side.
Bryn's all like, let's wash you up, Nori. Out and changes out Nori's clothes while she's not.
Oh
while she
no!
can't-
What happened to your clothes? Are gone. Guess you're gonna have to wear this.
No.
Oh no, I have a second set of clothes too.
Oh no, your backpack. It disappeared.
Yeah, no, Rashi's not letting Kaporin do that because
No,
Koporin
Bryn.
got you.
oh, she's not letting anyone do that to Nori. It's not nice.
Oh, I gave
Do that.
no, Koporin the other set of clothes to make Belladonna some new clothes. I'm so sorry.
Nori lightning bolts in a random direction.
Out of the two of them, I feel like Bryn would wear something like that over Nori, but mostly just to get people to
Nah.
like.
At
shut
that
up.
point, I'm pretty sure Bryn would just go, "I'm naked. Fuck you guys."
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's more accurate.
Like if she had to, I feel like Bryn would wear it.
It would
over
just
Nori.
rip as she puts it on because it's like 3, 4, 7 sizes too small.
Well, yes,
Right.
that specific one, yes. But if there were a Bryn-sized and she had to, I feel like she would take one for the team.
It's called
But
Valkyrie
Be-
armor.
It'd be by Nori's request.
that too, maybe.
So,
I don't think we would be around for that one.
as night stretches on, are you guys just gonna camp out here again?
Richa
I don't
would.
want.
Sorry, Richa would be looking at those books until he needed to take a long rest to see if he could figure out this cipher code deal.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Is the go ahead, Rashi.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Are there people out and about after sunset, or is it mostly like now they're inside?
Yeah, but the people that are out and about right now are more just kind of strolling, going from house to house to like just socially interact. It's not like there doesn't seem to be any tavern. You found the closest thing to it while the rest were sleeping. There's a couple people that are like just hanging out on the pier, not really doing anything, but it's more of like small town after 10 feel right now.
Gotcha.
Or Vegas during a pandemic, because that's about the same thing. Just,
To be fair, that's pretty much any town after during
Yeah.
the pandemic.
Pretty much. But it's very weird when things aren't open 24 hours anymore. That I went to those places anyway, but
So you guys just chilling out here then? Anybody want to do anything? Richa,
Yeah.
you don't make any headway with them. It's hard without the key.
we made sure the books weren't magical, right? When we cast to see if the box and the triangle were magical.
Well, the only thing when Nori cast Detect Magic, she wasn't able to see anything magical the first time going in through the thing. You guys found out that it was because of the box blocking the item, but the journals were off to the side, so you can put two and two together that the journals aren't magical.
I would have stuff for Nora to do, but she is blind.
I have something that I want to do, but no one will let me do it because we're apparently around too many people and they think it's weird.
Well, just do it. Well, everyone's
Well,
about to go to
wait till
sleep,
later on
so
at night, yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was like, hey, I can do this thing. And everyone's like, no, there's people around. It's like no one cares anyway.
Kaporn is casting Tiny Hut inland, away from the water side, because he's traumatized from
oh
having to
boy.
drag. He's traumatized from dragging people back from the water side. And on top of that, he wants to ask Rachaw if he has any leftover canvas, or not canvas. What's it called? Yeah, sail canvas. He wants to make another doll.
There's enough for another doll, yeah.
Kaporn's gonna start working on another doll while he's in.
Pretty sure I have like the majority of it. It was like a 5x5 foot thing or something large.
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
decently large, and then he took a large chunk of it to make his doll, because he kind of was failing for a while, so he had to take more and more.
Kaporn wants to make a Rachaw doll, or something that looks similar to Rachaw, to remind him of the flock.
It's gonna be like a voodoo doll. I'm about to be murdered in my sleep, aren't I?
And only if someone puts a finger on the neck of the Rachaw doll. Otherwise, you're fine.
Guess Kaporn's getting into voodoo, I guess, if that's a thing.
I feel like the person who would know most about voodoo would be Nori, which is very funny to me. Or just knows all this like subtle witch stuff and just doesn't do anything with it. Just like, yeah, I know how to make this poison. Yeah, this is how it does.
So,
This is normal and
Rashi,
fine, right?
are you going to do your
who's all? Is everyone long resting, or are people like kind of awake?
And we have a lot of time at night. I think we could still do what you need to do in long rest.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't said it yet, but by this point, Amric will probably be long resting.
Okay. So, but we're all in the tiny hut, right?
Mhm.
So it's everyone. Just wanted to make
Amric
sure.
is considered a large creature, right?
I'm medium, considered large when carrying, lifting, dragging, or pushing.
So you're
Okay.
you're strong. You're super strong, basically.
Yes.
If I cast enhance ability on you, you will be classified as huge, which is very funny to me.
Same. If I was carrying that spell. I think Nori and I overlap on spells a lot. Okay, so since we're in the hut, is it okay if we try and get answers from this lady?
Of course. Let me just kind of like just change the atmosphere of the inside. Like turns it to a opaque red inside the hut now. Okay, go ahead.
Would while they were doing this, would this be when Ritra was looking at the books, or would it be like before or after?
Could be at the same time.
Okay.
Like
Not-
if he's sitting
would
there like trying to
wait till
decipher the
everyone's
books, it's
done.
gonna be like half an hour. So yeah, this would overlap.
Gotcha. Because I was gonna try to help him if I could, or I guess look on my own. I don't know. Either
Yeah,
way.
you can do your own, or you could just give him advantage so you can reroll. All right, go ahead, Rashi.
Okay, so we can only ask 5 questions, and I think it's important we know what we want to ask before I cast a spell. Because she may not be very forthcoming. She may not be forthcoming anyway, but if we know what we want to ask, we might have a better shot.
Is this box considered the tax?
Okay, yes, that's a good question.
Were you hiding any money or valuables in that house?
Pon would have stolen them all by now.
Very
Who
true.
do you think ransacked it in the first place?
Oh. Um. Is there a copy of the cipher for these books?
And then ask about Barnabas, like what was your relationship towards him?
Wasn't the cipher key the papers that went up in fire?
Yeah, probably.
Probably, but we weren't certain because they went up in flames.
Yeah, that's my bad.
We just know there was some sort of magical thing on them, and when they got wet, stuff appeared, and then they went up in flames because they were all on top of each other, because we fucked that up. But we didn't almost die, so you know. Hold on, I'm writing the questions down for real. Okay, so there's probably not be a copy of the cipher because that's not usually how those things work, but I could. What about asking, like, what is the key to the cipher? Or something like that. Would that make more sense?
Maybe to Rachel. Probably not to any of us, since none of us really understand ciphers.
Well, yes, but if we knew what the key was and then Rachel could translate it, then we would know what the books say, which might hold important information, especially if it's like tax books or maybe information on the box, what the fucking thing is in the box.
Yeah, that works.
I'm just writing down the general thing. Okay, we have 3 more.
So what are the questions we currently have?
I'm gonna reword these obviously, but the triangle in the box considered the tax that's owed to Barnabas because he's said that she owed him tax. What's the cipher key? And then we have 3 more. We don't have to do all 5 questions, but I figure we probably want to.
What was your relationship with Barnabas? Just kind of like not exactly, but the question that Nori would ask is like, okay, what's her relationship with Barnabas? In reference to like, Bryn has her weird little mark, but Nori's not saying that out loud.
Right. No, that would be good to know.
I fucked
Why
up
did-
and almost died.
Why did she? How did she die? Or why did she?
Well, we know how she died.
Yeah, it's
She
not
was
like how
killed because
died.
she owed money to the wrong people.
Right.
and the
And he
Bromelo
nods
ate
and
her.
is like, I fucked up and almost died.
So she fucked up and died?
Oh,
How?
Ask how she fucked up and died?
Barnabas. Step.
I need a Brachot translation, please.
Did Barnabas kill her?
Why?
Why did
if you're
Barnabas kill her?
asking, yeah, if you're asking why he killed her, I believe Vara said that she tried to get out of paying her tax.
Yeah, Var had said that he owed her money and tried to get out of paying him, so he sent the Bromelo after her.
He's gonna get so annoying real quick. Why?
Did she try to get out of paying the money?
was it protection or something that she owed the tax for? I think that's what he said.
Well, Sir Pon said she's the B word, and B words usually don't like to do what they're told.
Who do you work for?
Well, perhaps Richa is wondering why she thought she was strong enough to survive, or what she thought she had that would allow her to not pay her tax.
He'll give the iffy gesture.
So, like, why she tried to get out of paying in the first place? That's kind of what you just said, though.
I do
Per-
have friends in high places.
Perhaps
Oh,
Perhaps
okay.
whatever's in that box is the reason she thought she could survive an encounter against Barnabas. This Barnabas or Varid.
Okay, I have why tried to get out of paying Varad and Barnabas, because she tried to do both of those things. Do we have a fifth one?
Where
Who do you work for?
I don't understand, Rachel. She technically worked for Barnabas.
Well, she could have been working for someone else as well.
Barnabas stab.
Was she trying to kill Barnabas?
If she's not on Barnabas's side, she might be able to lead us to someone who could help us. I guess with your plan, Rashi.
Ding ding.
Maybe she had a different allegiance.
It's
So
just like a.
Richa went to WWE at one point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the ring from the fight that Bryn was in.
Bryn gets horrible flashbacks.
She immediately starts punching
Oh.
the person next to her. Nori just takes one to the back of the head.
Ow! What was that for?
Okay. The next thing is, I don't know if she understood Common, and she was half
Ooh,
giant,
yeah.
half Triton person. I don't remember which one. But if it's not too creepy, Emmerich, I may need your assistance speaking to her in Giant. Or I don't know if someone has like comprehend languages or tongues or something. I just don't know if she understands Common. I assume she would, but Barnabas probably could speak. He can probably speak whatever language he wants.
I have comprehend languages, but the problem is that I can't speak. It's only me listening.
1 second.
I
Speak with dead. You know it. It's only you that speaks the questions. So
Yeah, but is it out loud. It doesn't say whether it answers out loud or in my head though.
Yeah, it
So
answers
I'm
out
assuming
loud.
Right. So if it answers out loud in giant, I'm not going to understand what she's saying.
Yeah, no, and Amrit could do that, but if she doesn't understand common in the first place because she only knows the languages she knew in life, she wouldn't be able to answer your questions regardless.
That is true.
So what I'm saying
How-
is, you can, like, if you write these questions down and you have Amric translate them verbally to you, we could do a couple checks to see how well you pull it off, and then we could see how that translates.
I was about to ask how easy of a language is giant.
Luckily, she speaks Underdwarvish, so it uses a lot of phonetically the same like throat muscles and everything. So it wouldn't be too hard for Rashi more than anybody else.
Rashi speaks under Dwarvish.
That's what I just said.
Okay, I thought you said the giant lady speaks it.
No, I said you speak under Dwarvish. So luckily, it uses a lot of the same throat muscles that Giant uses. So you learning it and being able to speak it decently well wouldn't be too hard compared to everyone else in the party. Except Rachak, because Rachak can mimic perfectly.
Hell yeah.
But that's not speaking so much as interesting phrases that tend to be inappropriate.
I can speak it perfectly. I just don't know what the
He
hell
doesn't know
I'm
what the
saying.
fuck he's saying, yeah.
And I will proudly say it every single time.
Exactly.
I want to teach him swears in just a bunch of different languages because it's truly so funny.
So if you have the 5 questions written down, you could take maybe about an hour of time between Amric verbally saying it to you and Racha, because Racha listening to other people try to mimic is funny to him, so he would probably mimic right alongside, like, come on, I picked it up right away. But nevertheless, I would make an... This one would... Ooh, what check would this be? I was going to say
yes,
intelligence, but we're going to...
I figure through talking that out, we would figure out to write the questions down.
An argument could be made for insight for catching the inflections of the voice.
I'm going to go with performance, though, as a middle ground of intelligence and, yeah, sort of insight.
You couldn't pick something I have proficiency in?
I don't have
You
yours
want bardic
pulled up.
inspiration? You like some bardic inspiration for that one?
This is over the course of an hour. This isn't like one-time thing. This is spread out over an hour.
You just
So I'll give you bardic inspiration, but you got to burn all of your bardics, Kaporin.
Oh, that's fine. I get it on a short rest anyway.
Okay, so you do have, what is it, a D8 for you right now? So you got a D8 with your performance check, Rashi.
I'm a level and a half away from getting it to be a D10. That'll be some interesting stuff right there.
It's beyond 20, still deciding it wants to roll slow. Okay, so a total of 17. That's not too bad for having a +0.
Did you roll your
not
D8?
known for their charisma. Yeah, I rolled a 1. So 17 total.
Okay, that's good enough. By the end of it, Amric, it's a passable question. Like, the sentences are passable. It gets roughly the point of cross of what each question was. Now, the only problem with this is there's going to be no on-the-fly questioning. So, just know that you are stuck with these 5 questions to ask.
That's totally fine. I think those are the more important questions to probably ask her, I feel.
All right, so go ahead. You untie the head from its twine and canvas wrappings. Kind of shake out some of the loose guck that is still slightly pouring out of the head cavity. Nori, luckily you can't see this, or else you might be having some flashbacks.
Oh, yeah.
A good portion of the face has been stomach acid burned off. The skin kind of creeps down like almost like a cracked porcelain face has just been like sheared off. Her right eye socket is completely exposed with all the bone around it and everything, and most of the hair is gone as well.
As long as she's got a mouth. That's why I took the head.
Yep. You cast the spell, and the jaw, which is starting to sag, the skin that is connected still is starting to. It's not fully connected anymore, so it's starting to slaw off to the side a little bit, and the jaw kind of like situates itself, but the skin continues to kind of like off to the side a little bit because it still doesn't have the tightness of skin being everywhere.
Yeah,
But-
and I didn't cast any sort of like repose on it or anything, so it's been decomposing a little.
Yep, in the jungle sun and heat that you guys were out there for a little bit. But
Sorry, everyone.
the one eyeball that is still connected, which has puffed and pussed a little bit, kind of like you hear a little bit of a, as it kind of like pushes itself back into the socket and like refocuses around, but does so like uber slowly because it's grinding. It's too big for the socket now, but it kind of and then focuses in on you.
I was gonna eat snacks after this. I'm not going to eat snacks after this.
So it's looking at you, waiting for its question.
Hello. I have some questions for you, and I'm hoping that you'll answer them. The first question that I have is the...
Which all that was in common because you only know the giant language questions.
True, yes. But still fine. She's trying to be formal. She's never done this before, okay? She's never had a reason to. The box with the wrapped triangle, is that the tax you owe to Barnabas?
Kind of see the eye like quiver in its spot as it looks at you, and it kind of quickly looks around. Very Mad Eye Moody-esque, but it refocus like once it gets done looking in the different directions around itself, it like does the slow grinding turn down to focus on you once more. Fuck Barnabas. Fuck Borad. It's mine.
I agree about Barnabas.
Doesn't understand anything you're saying besides the giant questions.
Yes, I know, but I'm still...
I know.
She understood Barnabas.
I'm just saying that, like, when you say it, there's no recognition in what you're saying in the eye.
What was your relationship with Barnabas, since you just said, fuck him?
You only have the questions you wrote down.
I know. That's one of the questions, just not the end part.
Fuck you. Mind your business. And by the way, Richa, you are learning the words for fuck. In Giant. To be fair, everyone's kind of learning the words for fuck in Giant right now.
Do they know it's the word for fuck?
Amric's relaying everything.
Which I also wouldn't care.
That's true. Rachel would just mimic it, whatever.
I mean, with
Why
the
did you
difference in
try to get
sentence,
out
though.
of paying them? Paying Farad and Barnabas?
Greedy assholes. It's mine. And with this, the jaw kind of like unhinges itself for a moment before snapping back. This kind of stretches the skin out a little bit more on the chin.
What's the key for the cipher?
Your mother's Harry twat. I don't think Amric probably relays all of that, though.
That's going to be a phrase Rachel says and has no idea what he's saying.
My first thought is like, I'm gonna say that to Ame, and it's gonna be very awkward.
He's
At least she
gonna
doesn't understand giant.
Valar does.
Of course he does. As I said, he just knows everything. Rashi just assumes he knows everything.
Well, 30 years of adventure and he'll do that to you.
Only 30? I figured it was at least 100.
Well, this was
Um,
the Barnabas adventure.
Nori got Rachel talking shit in Dolphin, and we're gonna be at the wedding, and Rachel's gonna say that in Giant, and Eric is not gonna have a good time.
Because it's all in Amric's voice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, even worse.
He's gonna be behind
Technically,
it.
I could say it in her voice.
Oh, yeah, you could.
For Giant. His is the translation of it.
Questions?
Well, this is the last question because I've been marking the numbers off as I asked them, and clearly she did not give us the answer about the cipher. She actually already answered it, but I have one more question. So, did you have allegiances with anybody else besides Barnabas and Barad?
It's just me and the mountain. With that, the eye kind of pops back out of the socket. This time, fully coming all the way out. And, like, kind of starting to run down your arm a little bit. And you kind of just,
gross.
you just kind of nope and drop the head and kind of, like, wiggle it off. And the rest of the cranium, the rest of the cranium glue kind of just spills out of the side of it.
Can we say it like it lands on the bag that the skull was in?
Oh, it like... I was thinking that you were holding the skull with the bag underneath.
Oh, yes. Okay, so it all kind of lands in the bag anyway. Good.
All the goo and stuff comes out, yeah, but the eye kind of rolls out forward and far enough out where you're like, nope, and just drop it.
Can we leave the tiny hut, or is
yeah,
if
you
we
can
we
leave.
can't come back in?
Kaporan can't.
Okay, so Rashi would gather all that up and go, not a deep burial, but like go and lay the skull to rest in the sand or the water, whichever's closer, and kind of just to be respectful, even though she was not respectful.
Okay.
I'm imagining that thing you do in Breath of the Wild where you pick up the skull and then you just punt it off a cliff and it's
I mean, unless someone goes with her, they're not going to know if she actually does that or buries it in the sand. No, she would bury it in the sand. She would bury it in the sand. It's not Rashi.
No worries.
Wouldn't just punt it into the ocean.
Okay. So
when
Rashi
when
goes,
Rashi
does
gets
that,
back.
come back, yeah.
Where he's gonna go. Well, I have several concerns. Concern one is this woman being very, this is mine with the box, because people get really defensive about this is mine. There's a high probability of it being cursed, and the people who touch it instantly want it to be theirs and only theirs and attack people, stuff like that. And then said it was only me and the mountain, which as a mountain druid is interesting.
It could just mean that she could have touched it, and it could be something that's cursed. That is definitely worth considering. It could also be that she was just really greedy and she found this item for Barnabas and decided it looked like it was worth a lot and didn't want to give it to him and said, the F word, and decided she wasn't going to work with either of them anymore. And we know where that got her, at least on Varad's end. But it's a good thing I locked the box back up, because you probably are right. It is probably very dangerous.
I'm very glad I didn't have to see the head.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm sort of glad too. Sorry. It's the only way I could think of getting answers.
It
Besides,
sounded awful.
besides Nori, what's everyone's passive perceptions?
15.
Does me
My-
listening help at all?
15 as well.
You're in the middle of a conversation.
14.
20.
Nori. Sorry, Rashi has a 17 now.
So, Richa, as they're having this conversation, you all of a sudden see a large shadow near one of the buildings on the other side of the road, seemingly kind of shrink back and then move across the road. You know this to be the Brahmalo baby from Vared's. And it goes over to where Rashi buried the head, and you just start seeing sand get kicked up.
I mean, I kind of knew that would happen.
And then you hear a and then the Brahmalo slinks back down to, like, for such a big creature, it can get low to the ground. And you just see it just back across to the house. And kind of you just see its mouth going as it lays on the back of the house again.
Horrifying, but I really like this creature.
I mean, this is the runt, so, you know, it's kind of cute. But I do think it could probably be certain that this was what she was supposed to give to Barnabas. I don't know about the books. Those could have just been her personal notes, but this item is definitely was supposed to go to him, and I don't think he should have it.
You think?
What?
But about this time, you guys are going to start to creep up. Like, if you guys want to get your long rests before the town really starts to pick up in the morning, because they're fishers, they're going to be up and gone by sunrise. You guys are getting close to that time where you're probably going to start to need bed down. Warren said the tiny hut is up, so that means the longer you guys take before going to sleep, that means the tiny hut's going to be gone while you're sleeping.
Yeah, I didn't want to break up the conversation, but Amric's got one thing he wants to do before the ritual, and then afterwards, he was just gonna go take his long rest.
What was your one thing?
Oh, it's probably gonna be while Kaporin's moving the tiny hut further inland, because he's not trying to get Nori alone just when not everyone's actively around. But at some point, he would have gone to Nori and said her name just so she knew who was there. Put his hand on her shoulder and say, I know it may not help, but I know what it feels like to suddenly lose a mother. If you need to talk, I'm here." And then he walks away.
Nori does tear up a little bit and just quietly goes, "Thank you," but doesn't say anything beyond that.
Okay, and so with that, Amric goes to sleep. Anybody want to do anything else before going to bed?
Rachel would just like to have flashbacks in his dreams of all the horrors that he's had over the last couple of days.
Can do.
Is it gonna be like the one video by Metallica where it's like it's just horrible war flashbacks the whole time? Except your whole body.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I picture in my head.
Okay, so everyone's bedding down?
Yes.
Alright. So luckily with the air temperature controlled tiny hut, there's no problems about weather having to deal with. Kaporin, middle of the night. Something wakes you up out of your sleep. And not sure what it is immediately. You kind of look around. Everyone's asleep around you. Tiny hut's still up. You hear something. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. So as you're sitting here, something, and then it's like in between, like waves pushing up against the sand. Then you hear it, like at that little. You live on a fucking island. You understand the gap in sound between waves that crash as the water kind of recedes to make the next wave. There's that little bit of quieter time. It's here that you hear
Right.
just faintly. It sounds like a lute. Just a bit of lute playing off in the distance, and as you like can hear it and you focus in on it a little bit more, the sound of it kind of picks up a little bit more, and you hear a strong male voice singing to it. Language you don't understand, but it's playing a pretty good tune, and it's slightly reminiscent of the guy who taught you how to play. Kind of sounds like him. But where you guys currently are further inland, up the road a bit, just so that way you're in a drier area. It doesn't quite sound up the road towards the house that you went to, but like parallel to the beach. So like the road goes in and then it curves closer towards the jungle. This one sounds more like if you follow the beach a little bit and then slightly into the jungle that goes next to the beach. It sounds like whoever this is going in and out of the jungle while they're playing, because it gets fainter and then it picks up and it gets fainter. And it sounds like it's coming in your direction, but not very quickly. You sit there for about 5 minutes, kind of just jotting down the tune in your head, kind of working along with it, like, oh, that's a pretty good song. Like, you don't know what he's singing, but you're just like, it's pretty good. And then it starts to get louder. You're like, oh, and you start to kind of like take a look to see if you can see this person. But where you're at, the road kind of turns, and that creates a bit of, not a cliff, but a bit of a hill, so you can't see down. But it seems to stop there, and right where the hill would go down and meet like the beach and the jungle in that little corner, that's where it sounds like whoever this is has stopped and is currently playing. Takes about another 5 minutes, and the singing has stopped for a moment, maybe about a minute or so, before you start to see the little red glow of a fire in that little nook that you think he stopped in. His singing has switched from a jauntier tune to much more solemn sounding music. The stringing on the lute has gone to much more of a slow melody, and you can hear the pain in his voice as whatever he's singing about must really be something near and dear to his heart. But him being this close, you can hear the raspy, and you can hear the voice crack every now and again during certain lines. But
Like someone's been crying.
more like whatever they're singing about is really hard, and they either connect with it or it's about them. So it's just kind of that, like, you get choked up type of feeling. But he ends up pushing through it, finishing the song, and kind of moves into the next song. This one being a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker, but not as much singing to it, just more instrumental. And he seems to be staying in his little nook.
You said Kaporin was looking for it. Would that have broken the barrier, or
No, I'm just saying you're looking like you sat up and you're looking around.
how?
Right now, if you had to guess how long it's been, probably about 6 hours.
6 hours. That's not long enough for a long rest, but
If you went to bed in like the next 15, 20 minutes, you would get a long rest. There's a little bit of a leeway, you know. As long as you sleep 8 hours in like a 10-hour period, it's considered a long rest.
mm-hmm. Kaporin kind of wants to do like he's hearing this person play their sad songs and whatnot, and kind of wants to respond to it.
Okay.
So he pulls out his lute and plays just like a soft melody of singing about Belladonna, kind of just like his reprieve of what, or not reprieve, but his hardships that he's witnessed over the last.
So to sing and be loud enough for him to hear it, you might possibly wake up your fellows. Because it's not like he's 20 feet away. He's like a good 50 feet away and then down 5 feet. So you're on a higher elevation at the moment.
How long? And according to how long the tiny hut was up, what we were awake for another hour. So
you got
tiny
about an
hut actually-
hour. You got about an hour of the tiny hut left.
Warren's gonna. Frick, I have to roll for it. I don't know. I'm torn. Evens. Odd. Kaporn's just gonna stay where he is. Just kind of noting the melody. So if he could, he might repeat it during the daytime.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, okay. 24.
So, as you hear the music play a little bit more, the fire has gone out over there. And you see a person climb up the side of the little hill. It's a Triton male. He's got blue skin that kind of glows a little bit in the sun, in the moonlight. Seems a little bit wet, but most Tritons do. And he's playing on a lute, and it's an interesting lute because there's actually two lutes kind of connected to one. And so one's a much higher pitch, one's a lower, and he's kind of just playing as he's moving up, and as you see his hands are shifting between the top lute and the bottom lute, depending on what song he's playing, and as he's moving around, he kind of follows the road down a bit to the beach as its gradual decline. Continues playing, kind of looks over at you as you're the only thing sitting up in the middle of this unopaqued dome, because I would say that if you're looking around, you made it clear. But just this one person kind of sitting up looking, and kind of looks over at you and gives you a little bit of a head nod, and then continues playing as he kind of jumps off the side of the road and into the beach. But now here where he's at, the road only goes up to about waist high. So he's just walking in the beach now as he's going towards the dock. Plays, gets to the dock, gets up on the dock, continues to play. Sits down in one of the barrels, plays for a little bit, about 5 more minutes, and then walks along the dock, kind of looks over in your direction, kind of just waves at you, and then kind of gives you the whole motion like, come over here. And then he continues to play again.
Playing true to Kaporin, cute guy calling him over, kind of like, he's gonna kind of think about it, just kind of stands up as he's being kind of like waved over and starts to slowly make his way towards them.
Okay. The dome falls, obviously, once you get out of it, but it only had about an hour anyway. Moving over towards him at the pier. He's kind of walking down the pier a little bit as he's playing, kind of like he's picked up his tune a little bit. It's more of a happier tune now, playing much more on the top lute, and he's kind of like doing a little bit of like a step step skip, step step skip, like along with his music as he's kind of moving down. But you kind of follow along, and he's keeping pace with you as you're walking towards him. He's walking away until he gets to the end of the pier. Then he has nowhere to go. But there's a coil of rope right there that he's kind of like sitting cross-legged on by the time that you reach up to him.
Mhm.
And he kind of plays. He notices you get by, so he plays a little quieter as you approach. It's an awfully calm night, isn't it?
Very, almost peaceful.
What's got you up this late? Or should I say this early? Depending on how you want to see your days.
It's your enchanting music, I have to say.
Oh, I totally apologize if I woke you.
No, don't apologize. You remind me of my mentor. Your music, at least. It's
Mentor
quite
has
beautiful.
good taste.
I have to say they do. Where did you learn?
Over the years, just picked it up myself. Not much of a learning from a teacher type. More of just doing it on my own. But most people here are sleep throughout the nights and pretty heartily asleep, so I wasn't expecting nobody to be waking up.
Quite. Me and my compatriots have been traveling for quite a while. Our sleep schedule is not, would you say, normal for most parts.
Understandable. People of the ocean, I'm guessing.
Of land and ocean, we travel quite between the two quite often.
Well, how do you like it here so far?
Well, besides the deadly creatures up in the mountains, it's rather a nice island.
They're my trifle to pick a fight with, but steer clear. They're pretty harmless.
From what I've noticed, yes, that's quite true. Your loot, it's it's very interesting.
Made it myself. Took a bit of fine tuning to put it together, but eventually came out all right.
It's quite.
Would you like to try?
Yes, please, if you would. I would humbly accept.
Yeah, just be gentle with it. It's a bit flimsy, but still does the trick. And he kind of does one final strum, then claps it stop, and then kind of hands it over with both hands to you.
Okay. Kind of just give it the initial strum, just
Yeah.
to feel like to hear the sound, and Kaporan tries to repeat the melody he heard while he was on the beach.
Make a performance check.
Okay. Damn.
You start playing and learning the way to work both lutes for like choruses and like spinning around. You start to pick it up, and he kind of stands up and for a couple chords, kind of like no, you need to hold it like this, and kind of like shows you how to hold your hand correctly and like to transition between the two lutes quickly. And he kind of stands and goes, "Oh, I think you're a natural."
Thank you. I
Now the
can't. I don't think
now comes the biggest test, though. Can you do it while walking?
Oh, I can certainly try.
It's a lot different than other loots are because loots usually you keep up above your waist, but this one being bigger and heavier, you need to hold, and when you walk, your legs will kind of move it. So go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and do another performance check.
Okay.
So you kind of turn around and, taking his advisement, you kind of match your steps to the tune, and you do like the chorus and a little bit of the verse, and you kind of like strum and like I got it. You turn around and he's gone. So you can add a +2 loot.
Okay.
I'll make the item available to you later, but you have a +2 loot, which means
Nice.
in this case of your bardic situations, like I said, I'll make it available to you later. Any saving throws that are done against any of your charms with this loot have a -2 to their saving throw, as well as any attacks that you make have a either a +2, a -2 to their saving throw, or a +2 to certain attacks. So if you multi-class or whatever case may be. But yeah, and you get +2 to all damage rolls with stuff that's done through your loot,
Nice. Okay. Cool.
including your healing. So
I'm really stoked.
all your healing gets +2.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yep. All right. Yep. So he's gone. You turn around, and after kind of thinking about it now, when he got to the edge of the pier, and he was sitting down in that coil of rope, when he stood up, you didn't think about it anything at first, but his feet were in the rope.
Oh.
Like he was passing through it.
Yeah. Is it possible to
But you felt his hands on your hands.
yeah. Is it possible for Kaporn to memorize the melody, if at
Yeah.
not the least?
Yeah, with those performance checks, yeah, it's easy enough for you to do.
Kaporn just kind of turns around to the empty dock now and says, out to the wind, "Thank you," and makes his way back to the group. While he slowly is playing the melody he just learned, very quietly.
So as you walk up the pier towards the dock, you realize there's a giant black shadow at the edge of the dock. And two piercing yellow cat-like eyes. The Bromolo sits there, just perched, sitting like a cat, looking directly at you.
Wonderful. I. Hello, little one. What are you doing over here?
Kind of looks at you and tilts its head a little bit.
Let's just be friends now. Do you like music?
It stands up and takes a couple steps towards you.
Fudge.
It gets right up to you, brings its face down, and then all of a sudden you hear and feel as it slams into the ground on its back, wanting scritches.
Kaporin is like shocked. He bends down and
No
gives
bending
scratches
down
to the.
needed.
Oh, just run. He just leans over and just scratches the Rose belly side.
It's like trying to clean the top of an SUV as you're car washing it. You're just like,
At least it's Kaporin and not Racha. I would have to like climb up on the thing.
Richard gives the best scritches. Let's be fair. You just hear it purring heavily, but at the end of each of its like purr cycles, it goes, and it kind of like scares you for a moment, and then it just goes back to purring and just like, I don't know how to feel about this.
Is that like a tiger chuffing equivalent?
It's the upside. Have you ever listened to a bull upside down?
I don't listen to bulls on the regular, so no.
They can't breathe very well, so that's what the problem is.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because the mix of like.
It actually reminds me of my dog. She has breathing problems when she's on her back too.
Yep. So it gets scritches from you for like a good 3-4 minutes before it's like, okay, I'm done with the scritches. Thank you, and then just goes back to the house.
Kaporin just waves as it leaves and makes his way back to the group
Give me a
to
perception
lay
check.
down. Oh, okay. Oh,
You
finally
know,
hit me.
you're walking back to the group, and all of a sudden, about halfway up your calf, you stepped in something. And you kind of look
Ooh.
down, and you've met the completely processed half of that woman.
Mhm.
As there is a bit of an arm kind of sticking out of it at one corner.
Ugh. Bromelo poop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you like broke the crusty seal of it, you're starting to get the smell.
Kind of just like it went up my calf. You said.
Yeah, it's about halfway up your calf. So it's in the shoe. It's
Yeah.
up the pant leg.
Okay, this is worse than describing the decomposing skull.
Ugh.
That will probably eventually end up in the poop anyway, so yeah.
Preparing just wakes up Nor and is just like, clean this, please.
She doesn't even need to be able to see it. She can smell it. That's how bad it is.
The smell is what wakes everyone up.
Her
as
passive
Kaporin walks
perception
up to
cuts
us.
through nighttime sleeping. Oh god, what's that smell?
Awful.
And since she's
Help,
blind,
Nori.
her smell perception is even higher.
Oh god.
What did you do? Or what did you do?
Wait, is prestidigitation sight?
I don't think so. If it is, then that sucks for me.
It sucks for
all of us.
No, it's not sight.
Is it touch?
Nope. Range of 10 feet.
Oh, it's just
He
everything in
sounded
10
so
feet.
hopeful.
Kaporin just
Now
kind
don't
of
do
like
this to me. If it smells bad enough that I can smell it upon waking up, I could aim that shit. And the worst thing it's gonna do is clean the ground. It is the least harmful spell I could possibly do.
Kaporin just like kind of aims her arm or like points her in the right direction.
Yeah,
just like,
with
help.
Kaporin helping, I'll allow it.
Nor just like half asleep casting the spell.
Have to cast it a couple times.
Yeah, and then she's like, are we done?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to bed now.
Sweet dreams.
Nori instantly passes out.
Okay.
And
After
clean.
yeah, I was gonna say after a couple hours of you guys sleeping down, Kaporin, you matching with them, you being about 15 minutes longer and sleeping, but eventually everyone gets their long rest. And you too, Kaporin, and you guys wake up with Kaporin holding a new loot.
What's with people waking up with new magic stuff?
Oh, everyone, give me a perception check besides Nori, of course.
Uh-oh. Bryn just got really crusty eyes this morning.
All right.
Not looking forward to this one.
Kaporin, did you roll?
Oh, I did not roll. I'll roll right now. Sorry. 22.
All right, so Kaporin, Rashi, and Rachat. Obviously, Nori doesn't see Kaporin wake up with the loot in his hands. But as everyone wakes up, you three notice something different. You three notice Nori has something missing on her neck. And you three also notice Amric has something new on his neck. Nori, go ahead and kill your warlock slot. Amric, you get a warlock slot of the great old one.
What?
The fuck?
How?
What happened?
Does this mean I go up a level?
Yep. You let me take note of your XP right now.
Oh, that doesn't seem good. Bryn, that doesn't seem good.
I just stole Nori's patron.
Wait, wait. Did Amric and Nori interact with each other the night
He
prior?
put one
before they-
hand
Yes.
on my shoulder.
Holy crap.
What the shit?
Um,
Okay. All right, you're good, Amric.
um,
Does she have like a scar or anything, or is it just like nothing was ever there?
It looks, it almost looks like as if when you leave something on your skin for a long period of time and it makes that indent. It looks like that across her neck, in the shape of the necklace.
Nori, put
Do
your hands
I-
up to your neck.
Do I feel that something's there? Or I just...
Not with that perception check.
Yeah, it's on Amric now.
Now you know.
It's what?
Porn.
Amric, put your hands up to your neck.
I feel my neck.
And it's there.
Is it the same size as it was on Nori?
Yep. So for you having a bigger neck, hers went pretty much all the way to halfway. Yours, it goes more like a quarter.
Does Trenty not like blind people? Does that seem rude?
I feel like this is
Nori.
something we should have discussed yesterday.
Nori goes very quiet and is not saying anything.
Well, you have magic now, Amric, so yeah.
Let me.
It hasn't... Oh god.
Here,
I tried...
I'll do the editing for you.
So, yeah, it didn't show as level 9 for me yet.
I like your loot, Kaporin. That's new.
Do I lose all my XP?
No, I'm gonna move yours right now.
Rashi's very
Okay.
confused. She just says that very like, she's interested but not interested in the loot. If that makes sense, like, because what the hell is going on? But like also, she notices it's new, so she's like, oh, that's new, cool
Not
loot.
not that I know any of my spells technically, but Amric will try to do magic.
Make your hands glow. He doesn't know that that was magic though.
I'm
That's
gonna
a
have to
good
ask my
point. I
sister to
try to
change
make
her.
my hands glow.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna have to ask my sister to change my little background because it's not purple anymore. It'd be green. Oh, I'm actually kind of sad.
Damn it, Val, what did you do?
It's the Ghost Triton's fault. I'm telling you, it's the Ghost Triton.
Leave my imaginary, or not even imaginary, my ghostly mentor slash new friend alone.
It's all because I'm playing a nice character for once, and he had to comfort you emotionally. I should just play
Oh
assholes from
boy.
now on.
I'd rather you not.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like
if given long enough, I'm sure Amric will have an asshole moment. But
I what is going on?
Okay, refresh, Emmerich.
Child's gonna go up to Amric's neck and be like, "Now do me."
Yeah, I just refreshed. Guess I'll go over the specifics of that with you later.
It's no choice with spell list wise.
Oh, okay.
This is what. Yeah.
Does he keep mine?
No, this is something different.
Mm.
Your Trentamir might not have one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I figured as much when the necklace changed.
Man, I get to Eldritch Blast now.
I missed that spell.
so does Amric make his hands glow, or does he cast Eldritch Blast in a random direction and freak everyone out?
Let me make my hands though. Oh fuck.
Wait, Kaporin's just
Well,
like here,
last time I did that, I had my hands like this. So if I'm gonna Eldritch Blast anyone, it's probably myself.
No, but
You're still gonna freak everyone out though, because we're all like, wait, Amric can do magic?
you got prestidigitation, so you're fine. You can make your hands glow. And waking up, you get the innate knowledge that you can do these things.
He went to bed going, and woke up going, I can do magic? What?
It's more of like as he's trying to focus on it, things are unlocking in his mind.
Did Nori know what the other piece was or would have been when she absorbed it?
Nope.
Fun.
I can only go from context clues that it's probably some sort of instinct.
Yeah, if it was based in an animal of some sort, it was probably more of an instinctual piece of Trentamir.
Yeah, but Nori hasn't spoken.
Is this
Rashi will
not-
go over and give Nori a hug.
Nori kind of shrugs her off.
Is this not something that's
Fair enough.
happened before?
Nori shakes her head no.
Rachak
Never.
kind of does the iffy sign.
Oh,
Not since I've been here.
No.
Nori, for you, very faint outlines are starting to come into vision. So
Nori doesn't even try to cast the spell.
yeah, you're starting to get colors now in your lights as well as like large outlines. But go ahead, Bryn. Sorry, I cut you off.
Just said that no, her necklace is never transferred to someone else as long as we've known.
Nori is going to. She's going to. Let's see, what would be an animal that's hard to spot? Yeah, she's gonna just wild shape into a cat, and she's going to run away.
Can Bryn try to catch her?
It would be your. If you're trying to grapple her, it's going to be your athletics versus her acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try and catch her, but if she doesn't get a hold of her, I'd take off and keep her in sight.
Naruto run next to her.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Liquorn's like, wait, guys, I have a new friend. Kind of
Oh,
blows a
cat
whistle.
gets out of there.
Ooh.
Nori books it, and is just gonna try to hide.
Okay.
That's not good.
Speed wise,
He's used-
Rachak can keep up.
No.
I feel like I could even beat her in speed wise.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And I would say usually you'd have a chance to like outrun him and hide and stuff, but you're still sort of blind.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're able to keep yourself out from getting hurt, but to try and do anything super sleuthy to get around or stealthy to get around Racha might difficult. You can try if you want to.
Nori's gonna try to get under something where just the thing that cats do, where they sneak into the really small spaces where you just reach and like just come back.
Yeah. Okay.
And they
Easy
just
enough
keep
to do.
scooting back.
Bryn's gonna just go crap as soon as she realizes Nori's out of her grasp, and then follow after, though she's probably slower than them.
It's a little bit. Yeah, I'd say you're the corner house underneath like its deck. There's like a 3-inch gap to like actually fit underneath it. Underneath there's more room, but you can do that liquid bone ability that cats do and just your way through.
Yeah.
Has the group openly told Amric about Trenchmere, or just that Nori has a stone?
I told him
explained
a little bit.
a little bit when we got the eel and we did that.
Yeah, I would have
He was there
explained
for
some
that.
stuff
He saw that happen.
While Nori is running away, Amric's gonna try and connect or speak to Trentimir, I guess.
How are you going to try that?
He's gonna try and meditate like he does with nature, because that's all he knows.
Okay, go ahead and give me a D100 roll. Unfortunately, meditation, for however long you're able to do it, you're not greeted with any return. So eventually, Bren, keeping an eye on Racha, you get an idea of where Nori's at, as Racha is just like probably peeking his head through the little gap every now and then to see her.
I'm like, I've imagined like I'm on top of the little stoop or whatever, and I'm like peering down through the cracks of the wood down at her. Like, I'm not even saying anything or anything. I'm just keeping an eye on her.
So
Yeah, I imagine Nori turned into a black cat just to kind of blend in.
yeah, so you just see Racha on someone's porch, face down, ass up, as his eye is probably right up against the crack to make sure he can see her.
She'll go low so she can try to see her underneath it.
It's too dark down there.
Too dark. Okay, but I'm assuming she's there since Rachel's there.
Yep.
Nori, please don't hide. We don't have to talk about it. Please don't do this. Come out.
Nori waits for a beat and will slowly slink out and just kind of sit there, not turning back into herself. Just like to be the point where she's out from underneath whatever porch she's under. Like, okay, I'll come out, but I don't. Just gonna.
I'm gonna stay a cat.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk.
Her child just sits right next to her on the floor.
Yeah, Bryn's gonna sit down as well and pick Nori up, put her in her lap, and just start petting her. I know you don't want to talk, obviously, but I don't think running away from it is good either. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you're going through, but we can get through it.
Nori will nod.
You stay a cat as long as you need. But please don't run away again.
Nori starts to purr.
We'll just sit there and I'm just gonna pet her. Whatever.
Child's like, this is awkward.
Does Bryn take her other hand and start petting Racha?
That's even more awkward.
The
That'd be
bird.
less awkward because then Racha wouldn't feel left out.
If
don't-
that did happen, his first comment would be, gross adult sexy time?
I need to
Nori
give
looks up at him and shakes her head no.
I need to give Racha the term or the line of what you would do in the bedroom stays with you.
Nori's just thinking of like, I know some druids are like that, but that makes me deeply uncomfortable.
Is the Bromelo nearby?
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
not by you.
Yeah. Kaporin.
Looking at the cat snack that ran by earlier.
Kaporin, with his perception, could he
Good
see
luck.
the?
Well, that's the reason
Sorry for
why the
interrupting.
Bromelo hasn't pushed in yet, is because it's being flanked by two people, but it's waiting in case they leave the cat.
Like, I will eat this thing.
Can Kaporin like kind of whistle it over?
Sure, make a persuasion check.
I don't think Varad will like that. Taking his pet away from him.
I'm not taking it away. 29.
You are on fire, my guy.
You whistle at it
I
and kind of
love it.
it doesn't give up
Oh,
staring.
but does it walk over?
No, it's staring at the cat snack.
Oh, I love these rolls though.
Go ahead and make a con save for me.
Oh, okay. Eh.
There's your
Have to do it.
roll.
Yeah.
So, you are attuned to the loot.
Oh.
And you love that loot now. Nothing's gonna get between you and that loot.
Yeah, I thought so.
Wonderful.
So while all that's happening, Rashi will, while Emmerich meditating, she's kind of keeping an eye on him in case anything weird, Trentamere, glowy purple stuff happens. But she'll nod to Kaporin's loot. I see you got a new loot. When did that happen? Very fancy.
Yes, this loot.
It doesn't take
I
over
got-
your speech pattern. It's just you really like the loot.
Okay, I just really like the loot. Got it. Kaporn has issues with inanimate objects and liking them.
Yeah, you're not becoming a crackhead for loot. All right,
Money?
man. I
I-
need some loot. I
Unless
need some
someone
loot.
tries to take it from you.
Well, yeah, then you're
Then-
gonna stab a bitch. But for now,
I received it from a stranger last night while you all were asleep.
You received a strange item from a stranger? That doesn't seem suspicious at all.
He was, what I could tell, a bard of his own, and or at least knew the lute very well, and played such a moving melody on it.
And then just gave it to you.
In a way, yes. He was there for a moment, and then he told me to play, and when I turned around, he was gone.
So now you have a ghost loot.
I guess in a way, yes. It's such a lovely loot, isn't it?
I'm not musically inclined, so sure.
The melody it plays is entrancing when you hear it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem dangerous.
I'll have to
Sarcasm,
play
by
it
the
for
way.
you.
It seems extremely dangerous.
Nothing that I could tell. It just is a very beautiful loot.
Can I see
I'll
it?
have to. No. Uh, I mean, no. It's...
Rashi's gonna try and like touch the loot, not take it from him, but touch the loot while he's holding it out to her.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's very.
I'm fine with that.
I didn't
Sorry
try to
about-
take it. I just said she was touching it.
Okay. Kaporin just kind of watching it with a weary eye. It's like it's very fragile, from what I was told.
Can I hold it?
No, I think it's safer in my hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm keeping an eye on you.
Whatever for.
A weird stranger in the middle of the night gave you a musical instrument and then disappeared? That doesn't seem strange to you? That's strange to me, and I'm not even from the ocean. I don't know
to
what
be
it has
frank,
to do with the ocean, but something, probably.
I mean, to be frank, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen adventuring with everyone, so...
Yes,
On
but
the
strange
scale-
things tend to happen to this group. And we're now dealing with whatever is going on with this necklace thing, and you get a weird instrument from a random person who disappears in the middle of the night. Gonna keep an eye on it. Or try to. I'm also gonna tell Bryn about it because she needs more to worry about.
I'm telling Mom.
I mean, she'll say that if she has to, but it's more of like Bryn is sort of the leader in her eyes, other than Richa. He has leader sometimes too, but we've established Bryn is the leader of the group in Rashi's eyes, so she will keep her informed of stuff. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's suspicious.
Well, think of what you may. I think it's just a lovely present that a friend in the night has given me.
Who disappeared into thin air. Like a ghost.
Richard disappears into the thin air all the time. It's nothing different.
But he usually comes back. If this friend comes back, then we'll have a different discussion. But right now, it's very worrisome.
Yeah, this is true.
You're off
Wait,
mute,
what
Bryn.
happened?
Shit, sorry.
Kaporin's just like, I'm done with this conversation, and kind of turns over to head over to the Bermolo is like, no, you cannot eat my friend.
Okay, so it's just Hamrick and Rashi now, I guess. Everyone's left and gone separate ways.
I mean, we're all in the same vicinity of each other. Vicinity.
Here is where Nori is right now. She just watched her mother die. Her only other parental figure gave this thing to her on their deathbed. Told them to keep it safe. This means she has failed in that and failed her mentor. She's very sad. The cat form is to keep herself from crying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Big cats don't
So
cry.
she ran. I don't think that anyone's in like talking distance vicinity other than if they're together. We'd have to be shouting at each other, I think.
Right now, Bryn, Racha, Nori are all together at the edge of the village. Amric's meditating, trying to talk to Trentamir. Kaporin You said you just bounced from the convo, right?
Just seems like I'm done. Bye.
You probably went back to the pier.
Especially it's funny because Rashi has to look up at him to chastise him because he's so much taller than him.
Yes, Kaporin just kind of walked towards the Brumelo and just away from the conversation because obviously Rashi's trying to convince someone to take away his loot, or he's being really suspicious of my loot.
How long does Amric try meditating?
For probably like a good 45 minutes to make sure. Especially with everyone shouting around him.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be trying for a while.
Okay, so how long, Nori, before you possibly turn back into Nori?
I get 4 hours and I get 2 wild shapes a day. That's 8 hours. And on a short rest, I get them back. So potentially,
So,
I can
Bryn,
stay as a
how
cat
long
for
are you
16
going to sit
hours.
there scritching Nori?
I'd probably wait 5 minutes, just quietly letting her.
I can sit here for 16 hours. Yeah, I get it 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Doing that. Just look at Nori. Can we go find our friends now?
Nori will nod.
She'll pick.
And
Oh,
she'll
come
hold-
on. I wanted you guys to walk and then her go the opposite direction.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
no.
want the Bromelo to attack Nor.
No,
I'm not gonna lie, I was going to do that, and then Bryn scooped me up, so it's just like, okay.
Oh yeah, no,
Here
you
we go.
never like you were in her lap in her arm, like she had you like you're not fucking leaving.
Fucking choke.
And she's like, nope, you're mine right now.
If she was an actual cat, you would have just been shredded.
You know, she would have taken it.
Racha wants to
What's the
have
shield
her
in
on his head, just like slouching on top of his head, if Bryn will allow it.
If
Bryn-
Nori
Nori
will
will
allow
run
it.
She will not.
As soon as Bryn lets
Any
go,
other
Nori's gone.
circumstance, then yes. But right now, no.
I got my strength arms.
Bryn's probably
He
going to
just
hold on to
uses
her.
his arm.
Alright, Kaporin, spending more time with the loot. You get the +2, and then the -2 to all saves made with saving against any spell done with the loot, and it's got innate spells. It's got Agnazar's Scorcher. It's got Animal Messenger. It's got Calm Emotions, Guiding Bolt, Mage Armor, Spirit Shroud, and Faithful Hound.
I have 3 of those spells. It's fancy.
Just letting you know that there's more to it than that, so just giving you a heads up. Okay, so Bryn, Racha, fighting back Nori. You all get coerced back to the rest of the group, and Kaporin probably seeing most of the people moving back comes as well. Amric, you snap out of your meditation, and you all are back together once again. Fishermen have pretty much all but gone now with this time that's been lost. There's a few boats that still reside in harbor, but they are the same boats that were in harbor last time you guys got here, yesterday. So you get a sense that maybe they're not the most constantly going out type. But you sit here debating all this. The Bromelo has gone back to her house. And you guys notice that Varad is out in his front porch, kind of just staring at you all. Mainly Racha, and a certain item he has on his back. And is just watching, focused intently. And at the point when you guys all coalesce back together, he stands up and starts walking to you all.
On the subject of Racha, you can write down that you have at least 4 what the fucks in Giant.
Yeah,
in
you have 4
varying
different
levels of
fucks.
panic. Varying levels of panic from Amric's voice.
That's fair. I will greet him with one of those as he walks up.
Somewhere around mid.
He speaks common.
I know, but I'm gonna be like, I know giant now, and wave and just say, "What the fuck?"
He kind of, since he's staring at you as he's walking up, he raises and goes, "Fuck the what?" In giant.
He just nods.
Back in common. So I see you all found a little extra something up there.
Or something.
Right.
It's the tax, I believe, that we were sent to.
Why don't you hand it over and I'll make sure Barnabas gets it.
Why would we do that?
When are you gonna see Barnabas?
In a few days.
Question.
I'm seeing him tomorrow.
Insight check that?
Sure.
10.
Seems stoic.
Okay.
Well, then you could tell him we have the item he sent us to get.
See, by that time, you guys could have lost it, you could have sold it, I can't... Me saying that is just gonna possibly be a lie, and that looks bad on me.
Then don't. And he's just gonna give him a face like a, "Why would you then?"
Well, a lot of people are gonna be after that thing. You already have enough targets on your backs.
What is it?
This is mighty powerful. That's all I know. Know a few people have all come looking for it. She killed most of them.
Yeah, well, see, I talked to her about this item, and she seemed very possessive of it, which makes us all very suspicious of giving people this item.
I just said it's powerful. Of course, people are gonna want it. Bitch like her, she liked power.
Is he coming here?
Nope. I'm sailing to meet him.
It's nice to have a traveling buddy.
Fortunately, where I'm going, if I took the lot of you, you'd be slaves within an hour.
Well, thanks anyways.
Alright. You guys have fun, and good luck. Hopefully you don't run into nobody out there. By the way,
Bye.
how are you leaving the island?
On a boat.
Really? It's interesting. What boat are you leaving with?
I was so tired after the battle, our fight yesterday we had to do with, I don't remember the name.
Oh, it's not a problem. I think I can help clear things up for you. And he turns around and aims himself towards the rest of the village. And he goes, "This group here, blacklisted."
Nori is going to jump out of Bryn's arms, land on the ground, turn back into herself. No threatening anything, just looking tired and sad, and goes, "Can one of us come with you to give it to Barnabas?"
Looks over his shoulder down at you. Looks across the group. points at Kaporin. Him.
My
Points
only
for, like,
worry is that
What was that, Nori?
my only worry is I don't know how he's gonna get back.
If you guys are here, this is my house. That's my baby. I've got to come back for her.
Nori's
He's-
gonna look at Kabaran.
He's the only one she likes.
Kaporin's Kaporin's like, I don't know. If I can.
Alright. Dawn tomorrow. Kind of waves his hand at the rest of the village. Most of them had stopped after the blacklisted talk, and they kind of just resume things that they were doing. He walks away towards his house.
Nori is.
Oh, shit.
It was the only thing I could think of.
No, your idea is fine. I just really don't want to give what's in that box to him, because we don't know what it is or what it does. What if it's part of my vision? I know there's a lot of what ifs, but it just seems very dangerous.
Well, it seems we're out of choices. Unless
This
we.
guy
Go ahead.
is very powerful, and he doesn't take kindly to people who cross him. And I'm not losing anybody.
Do we give him the books too, or do you think we can keep those?
He can probably keep the books.
What was the item made out of, by chance?
We don't know. We didn't unwrap it. Nori kind of went blind from looking at it, so I locked it back up.
I thought Nori had to unwrap it to look at it.
No, she cast detect magic on it.
Yeah,
And
it's just
when-
wrapped in
once-
simple cloth.
Once Nori was like, I can't see, Rashi did not touch it to cast identify on it. She's
It's
like,
like,
nope, not unwrapping that.
away now.
Locking the box back up. She immediately put the other lock on it. Was like, we're not playing with that, whatever it is. And then we learned about the anti-magic thing with the
Boom,
Battle.
wee, wow, wow, wow.
Oh, it might be a risky move, but what if we replace the item?
Yeah, don't think that's an
Yeah.
option.
With our luck,
None of us knows exactly what the item is. It's not a lie to say that we don't know what the item. I don't know what the item is. It could be anything from my perspective.
could you lie your way out of Barnabas?
Are you willing to risk that Barnabas doesn't know what it is?
I am nothing but a humble messenger.
People kill messengers.
Thanks, Rashi.
I'm just saying, I don't want you to die.
And
That's-
sheriffs and deputies.
That's true.
But they
No,
usually
they don't
get shot.
shoot. They do not shoot the deputies. They shoot the sheriffs.
Well, that guy didn't shoot the deputy. Somebody else shot the deputy. He just shot the sheriff. Who are you deceiving?
I just wanted to see what the role would be. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. The safest way to touch it might be. I don't think we should unlock the box again.
No.
Whatever it is, Nori's still blind from it.
It hurt Rachel. I'm still blind. Whatever it is very dangerous.
Charles shakes
But
his head
I'm-
no. Didn't hurt me.
It didn't?
I mean, the box sent you flying, but it wasn't the item that did that. I don't think. I think it was the box.
It was the box, that's correct. But if an item is powerful enough to blind you with a spell that's just. It's a first level spell, it doesn't do much. But whatever it is, it's very strong. And I don't trust it, and I have high likelihood to believe that Barnabas would know what it is and would know if we hid it or lied, and he doesn't take kindly to those who try to betray him, and would likely send someone after us.
I mean, if we want to delay it, we'd have to try to find a way off the island today. But that's short pickings. I mean, there's those boats over there, but they don't look like they go much.
I could try and fix them if we get the materials.
But we don't know how to sail is the problem. We could have a perfect boat, but nothing we can do.
Rachad does, doesn't he?
You know certain jobs. Straight up sailing and how to, read the tide and coral reefs and, that whole situation. Not so much. You're a great lookout and you know how to do a lot of handwork across the, like tacking the sails and things like that. But as far as like,
I guess I don't have it. I thought I had the water vehicles proficiency, but I guess I don't.
oh yeah, no. I don't think any of you do. You only know of one person that knows how to sail. Certain someone's brother.
Rashi knows 0 people.
My brother knows how to sail?
It's mandatory if you're in the military.
I'm not calling him. I just saw my mother get her head chopped off. She doesn't want anything to do with our.
I know, but I'm saying as far as like all the people that you know, obviously those that were on ships, Ladash, Kazariak, but as far as like someone that you could call and get here quickly, Arx is the only one.
Nori, maybe it's best to give it to your brother.
No, I'm not calling him.
If
One second,
Nori's
push the
history is as dangerous as she says it is, I think we need to keep him safe at all costs. Or most costs, I think. But you're right, Nori. He probably would know if we took it out and tried to hide it somewhere. But we have to start betraying him at some point, right? Because I'm supposed to, do the thing with the weapons or something.
Rashi?
She's trying to say kill him without killing him.
Yes. Rashi, can you honestly tell me that you think we can stand up to someone like Barnabas after
No,
these
we
people
can't.
that we've met?
Not
So
at all.
betraying him now.
I just figure we're gonna start at some point. The
Do
world
we
is
do it
gonna
now?
end, I guess. I don't know. I'm just
I'm sorry. I'm just.
no. I am
a lot.
also frustrated in a different way than you are. It is frustrating feeling like you have no options. When we cannot all swim to the crystal land. That's too far.
If well, it sounds like we're running out of options.
We don't have any options. That's the whole point. Is we
We
have
have
to give him the item.
we have options. We'll always have an option. It's rather if the options are what is the smartest. We could attempt to Kaporika like steal a boat, whispers it, and try to make our way as far as we can away from this place. We can just give Barnabas the item, or we lose the item.
That's more dangerous than giving it to him because we don't know what it is and why it's so dangerous.
Is
But
Barad inside his house now?
Hmm?
Is that guy inside his house now?
yeah, he walked away. He was like, "All right, tomorrow dawn," and then walked off. It's interesting
I
that
can't.
he knows that that's the item we need to give Barnabas, though. Maybe he's Barnabas in disguise.
There's one other person that we may be able to ask.
Is it your ghost friend?
Porn just kind of like side eyes Rashid. No, it's not my ghost friend. Uh, Sir Pawn.
Oh, Lucha, that box wouldn't let you put it in the bag of holding. And Nori, when you checked in the house, you saw no magic. So unless we outright tell them what's in it, they have no fucking clue. So if we want to, we could attempt to take it out, give him the box and say, we changed our mind, here you go.
Well,
I mean, it is wrapped up. We could touch it without touching the item.
if they open the box and all before they leave, it would definitely put a wrinkle in that plan.
Kaporin is good at omitting the truth sometimes. He could be like, "We didn't know what was in the box or not. We just have the box."
I, to be honest, I don't know what's in the box.
Yeah, so then you're not lying. You're the one going. That's it. I mean, we could take the item out of it, but probably not in view of his house. I would probably recommend we move somewhere else.
Well, we did plan on going to investigate something up in the forest. Why don't we go up there where it's secluded?
Well, I think it's important if we're thinking of doing this that we have a way to get off the island immediately. Because if they do find us out, Bard's definitely going to come after us.
Uh, to be frank, I feel like I will most likely be killed on the spot once.
Well,
Uh,
Lauren, I
yes.
know you've done it with me, and you did it in the ocean to get to a child. What is that spell? You
Oh,
got,
dimension door.
and how far away is that?
Uh, it allows me to travel 500 feet in any specified direction that I claim.
Yeah, and you can do it multiple times in a row.
We
Yes,
know
I can do
magic.
it.
We know magic works funny around Barnabas, though.
Why does he have to use it around Barnabas? Barad is sailing to him,
Well,
and
I
it's
see.
an important thing. The Kaporan, you have to just say, no, I'm holding on to the box.
Right.
Or the thing, and just leave the box with him. So then he has the box. You go, alright, my piece is out. Or do it secretly.
I could do that. Uh, you want to leave the item with him, or shall I just leave the box?
Leave the box. Barnabas deals with shady people. Why wouldn't we should be shady?
I could do that.
I don't know whether to say I like your idea or we're becoming just like him. But that's very clever.
I don't like it either, but it gets rid of the, oh, they can open the box and check if the item's in there. Because if Kaporin's going, then why would he assume that the item's not in there?
Especially since Kaporin's never seen the item. Only Nori, you, and me have seen it. Maybe Rachel, because he picked the lock. But
Nope, Rashad dipped out immediately after unlocking it. He's like, nope.
He was in the middle of having a mild panic attack, so he just did it and ran
that's true.
off.
That's true. He just picked the lock and I was like, all right, peace out, bye.
Richard, let's head up into the forest. If you wouldn't mind unlocking the box one last time, but do not look in it. The less people who see the item, the better.
I don't think we should do it in front of the village, though. We should wait till we get
Right in front of Arad's house.
Taking us.
No,
Right in
yeah,
front of
that's why
his house.
Kaporin said up in the forest.
Don't look, Varad. We're going to trick you. You don't see anything.
What are you guys doing over there?
Kaporin
Stop!
just-
I'm naked. Don't look.
Kaporin just pulls up major image of just like a bunch of naked people right there in front of him. It's like, what? There's nothing. Don't
Rachel
worry.
just keeps saying "what the fuck" in giant and increasing
And fuck
levels
the
of
what?
panic.
Oh, and Big Island.
Okay, I can say you guys can go off further up the road around the bend, so no one you can't even see the village anymore.
So where are we headed to explore in the forest?
I think Richard would be the best to lead. He's the one that saw it.
Oh, you guys are you unlocking the box right now?
Yeah. Once once we have a good distance to where we're not going to be seen or anything, Kaporin would actually say, "Let me throw up a tiny hut first and allow us to all enter, so we can do everything in privacy, even more so."
Okay, make it opaque so no one can see him.
Yeah, just
Gotcha. Racha, if you're the one picking the lock, you remember it from when you picked it the other day, so you don't need to do another roll for it. But you unpick the same lock. The box opens up. The item is inside, still wrapped with twine and cloth.
Kaporin's not looking, right? He's not looking at this, so he doesn't know what's in.
Yeah, he's just looking up at his dome, playing his lute.
His creepy loot from his ghost friend.
isn't it lovely, lovely loot?
So who's gonna hold on to the piece?
Should we see if the piece will go into the bag of holding, or should we just have it in someone's backpack? And she looks at Bryn as she says that, since it's Bryn's idea.
We'll take it.
Don't unwrap it. Keep it wrapped.
Give me a perception check, Bryn.
You all said that the only reason.
You can see it.
Actually, I don't know if I know that. Never mind.
You take it, you put it in your backpack, trying to wedge it between items and your back. Seems to be just fine.
I feel like it's gonna give off some sort of aura, though, because the box was keeping that safe.
I don't know about that, but the box is much lighter now. About a 5-pound difference. So you can add 5 pounds to your weight, Bryn.
Dang, that's a heavy-ass box.
Well, the box itself is 25 pounds, but now that you've
No.
taken the item out, the box is 20. Oh yeah, it's also lead-lined.
That's true. That would be heavy.
So if you want to make it roughly the same, I would say you need to find something to put in there.
Kaporin takes off the necklace he's wearing.
The skull necklace
The skull necklace, yeah.
doesn't weigh 5 pounds.
Oh shit. Oh well. Well, now everyone knows that it's there, the skull necklace. So feel free to
to play with it.
Rashi just kind of side eyes you. I knew
It's
you. I
it's
knew that
very
had to go somewhere.
it's very gaudy.
He has the cat necklace, Nori, because you can't see him right now.
Kaporin's actually been openly wearing this for like the last few days.
But you wear so much black that it kind of just blends in.
It just looks.
Or
it's
just-
just part of.
Nori just nods but says nothing.
Sounds about right.
I feel like you need a very long vacation, Nori, and I'm sorry you can't have one right now.
Vacations are not smart for me.
Regardless, though, you guys have anything that you want to put inside to fake the
Would-
weight?
Would 25 feet of rope fit?
No, that'd be stretching it a little bit.
I don't think, does 25 feet of rope even weigh that much? Is it 25 pounds too?
50 feet would be 10 pounds.
Because it's tightly woven hemp rope. It's not like lightweight climber's rope.
I mean, we could just put a couple rocks in it.
That you can
I
do.
mean, yeah, fair enough.
No need to use magic items. You can just stick a couple rocks in there. It'll work just fine.
As long as they don't rattle around too much.
No, you just fill it up with rocks and dirt. Make it solid. The amount of space inside with rocks and dirt, if you guys packed it in correctly, it would work. It would be about 5 pounds. Someone's going to be real pissed when they open it, but yeah, it'll work. Thinking that it's inside and start digging through the dirt.
Making more enemies.
Okay.
We just leave a note inside that say, "Sorry, we didn't trust you."
It's just like
I
I owe
mean,
you.
Outline
to
of
be
a-
fair,
it's outline of a-
to be fair, we could just be like, we didn't trust Varad since we were going to Barnabas. We'd be like, we didn't trust your messenger, dude. I feel like Barnabas might not be too angry at that, because like,
I feel like that's what would be said after we meet him to give him this.
it'd be like, we didn't trust your messenger. Sorry, sorry, not sorry.
Okay. So with packing it full of dirt, reclosing it and locking it, putting it back into the vine sling behind Richaw, you guys have an entire day before the dawn ship ride that Kaporn is going to take. So you guys are already halfway up the trail towards the house that you guys were at the day before, where you met Sir Pon. So you got about half an hour left to travel. But for tonight, we're going to go ahead and end the session there. Does anybody
boy.
have any
Let me-
questions?
Let me start us all off by saying, what the fuck, Val?
Yeah.
Is
I
this
had
why
a
you
question,
brought
but
up,
that switcheroo confused the fuck out of me.
Is this why
I-
you brought up multi-classing?
Don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
I understand why. But Nori is very sad.
Yeah.
You understand why? Please,
The
invite the
way
class in on the details.
the way the Trentmere necklace works is that it has an aspect of Trentmere, and the aspect I had was innocence, but that was
Right.
destroyed with the eel because apparently
Right.
Val rolled better than my nat 20, which is depressing because I
Right,
rolled
'cause
the
you died.
best I possible could.
It wasn't destroyed with the eel.
When was it? Oh, it was destroyed when I died.
Nope.
No, it's seeing your mom die. Is your dream.
I lost my innocence.
Ooh.
You lost
That's so sad.
an aspect of your innocence when you saw
You
that,
lost the last real connection to your childhood.
I don't
That
suppose I get
is-
to know what my piece is yet, then. Which,
Nope. Not until you have a good meditation time.
Yeah.
yeah, I wasted all of those on my character creation too.
I do have actual one question now that I remembered it. How do you add if you've learned a new language? How does that work in 5th edition? Does
You
it-
just actually add it. Like,
Yeah, in D&D
Okay.
Beyond, if you click on proficiency.
Well, no, I know how to add like in that respect. I just didn't know if there was anything special with because in 3, 5, and 4th you had to spend skill points when you
No,
leveled up.
it's
to
just
learn a
literally
language,
writing it
and-
in there.
Okay, cool. because I wanted to write down giant, or at least like learning giant.
Fuck,
I don't
fuck,
think she'd
fuck.
be. I don't. Well, no, she would know more than fuck.
You know, four
But-
words worth of four questions worth of words, and then a bunch of
Yep.
fuck.
Yep. I know more than Raja.
All right, guys. So,
But I can't. But he can speak it better than me.
Any other questions?
What the fuck is this thing gonna do to me?
I mean, I was gonna say we put it in the bag of holdings, but it holds.
Don't think
magical
Racha's ready
objects,
to
but-
try something like that again.
No, no.
Yeah.
But
Corn?
We'll
Braden's
see.
carrying the Chitari energy orb while they go through the elevators.
Pandora's box. Kaporan, what's up?
You said you'll just add. You'll make the loot available to me later.
yeah.
Or, okay.
this loot is gonna be a problem. You're aware of that, right, Kaporan?
I'll give you. I'll send in Discord. I'll send you the
Like,
like just a copy paste version because sometimes D&D Beyond fucks up and it takes a while.
there's a problem with the loot. We just haven't discovered it yet, but there's a problem.
Problem.
What do you mean?
We had a lot of problems come up real quick.
I mean,
Box keys of whatever this is, or the
random ghost dude gives you a thing, you willingly take it.
Have you seen
never
Ghost?
read a
Come
story about dealing with fairy creatures? It might not be from fairy, but you don't take something willingly from a random stranger in the middle of the night.
I was going more for the ghost vibe of like the clay, doing the clay pot, and the guy.
Even worse.
But-
There's
I mean-
something wrong. It's gonna have some horrible negative effect. I'm just waiting for it. Like,
You can't argue, but you can't argue with Kaporn about it because Kaporn has a lot.
I'm not trying to.
But Kaporn has a lot of fake connection. So like, if a ghost creature
I'm-
point, that's kind of like on point for Kaporn.
To be fair,
bit. It's like-
Kaporan, you can't argue with Kaporan in general.
Yes,
Yeah, it
not
doesn't-
trying to argue with Kaporan. I'm just making sure that the player is aware that there's something hinky with the loot. You just haven't
Coming
figured
from
it
the
out
person
yet.
who traveled with him for been traveling with him for like what, a year? Yeah, you can't argue with him. It doesn't work.
So, any other questions, guys?
No.
Just
Yo, what the fuck?
Have you seen how lovely this loot is? Just look how lovely this loot is. Have everyone seen it?
Any real questions?
I'm tired of playing a depressed Nori. You keep making her life sadder.
I'm sorry. Alrighty, guys.
Ah.
So if you do come up with questions, feel free to message me. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, you guys have a great weekend. And I will see you all Monday. And look out for updates on the one-shot.
Okay.
Woo! Thank you.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
Good night. Sincerely,
Good
your
night.
newest warlock.
Yeah, apologize. Nori is not going to be overly fond of you, but I'm proud of you.
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you all for sticking with us for the little longer one today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. noticed a little thing between you and Brick.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.